Just didn't want to force the football in any tight windows, making the smart play and throwing it away. But now 3rd and 7 for Boise State.
Casey, Jason Steele, Randolph, Carrion, and Matoyer, the offensive line, the group that started last week as well. Madsen in the shotgun on 3rd down. Quick pass left side, gets the catch. Is it a first down? No, it's going to be just short. Matt Lauder with his 3rd catch of the game, but he's a yard short at the 13. I would assume Boise State would punt and not take a chance on 4th and 1 inside their own 15.
Yeah, that risk certainly does not outweigh the reward. And Matt Lauder, even though he's so seasoned, probably would like that route back, just finding that first down marker, making sure he gets to it as opposed to 1 yard short.
Mason Hutton will be the snapper. Oscar Doyle, the transfer from Weber State, averaged 48 yards a punt last week. A lot of room to work with on this punt. Cronquist standing at his own 45 to return. Rugby punt. Doyle is finally going to kick it. Fair catch called for by Cronquist on the 38-yard line. And the punt will go 49 yards with no return. And Eastern Washington will have the ball for the 3rd time, just short of their own 40. 13-0 Broncos.
And I tell you what, that Oscar Doyle, the transfer from Weber State, also an Aussie punter, does a little bit of that rugby running out punt, but Doyle sure is patient on that. Almost looked like he was going to fake it there for a second.
Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. 6:09 to go in quarter number 1. The Broncos have scored on 2 of their first 3 drives. 3rd possession for Eastern Washington. They fumbled on their first, and they had to punt on their last one. Jared Taylor tonight, 3 of 5 for just 1 yard passing. He's their leading rusher 4 times for 31 yards. In the backfield for the first time this season, Talon Betts. Taylor throwing the ball down the middle. Cronquist has it go between his hands. Incomplete. And it may have been one of those where the receiver got behind everybody and Boise State reacted well at the end.
Yeah, they did. The only problem there on that one is Jared Taylor, who was rolling out to the right, had way too much air underneath that football to Conquest. Let Ty Benefield react, cover that gap, close that window, and put a big jarring hit at the wide receiver, ensuring that ball fell incomplete.
2nd and 10 now. Eagles at their own 39-yard line. 13-0 Broncos. Backup quarterback Bell in the game as a receiver. Faking the option is Taylor, and Taylor got knocked down. Big hit by Mickey. Gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, Mickey's been a huge part of this defensive game plan so far for Boise State. Didn't see him a whole lot last week in South Florida. Sure has been a big part of this one.
3rd down coming up and 6 to go for a first down. I was surprised, as close as the battle as it was during camp, I was surprised that the reps were a whole bunch to like a few.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised size the base just because experience got more reps, but Mickey, he earned those reps, and so it's good to see him getting them tonight.
From the 42-yard line. 3rd down and a long 6. Taylor gets the snap, rolls the pocket to the left, throws the ball left side. They've got their first down. Cronquist with the catch. And skipping out of bounds in Bronco territory at the 45 for a gain of 12. Mickey again being very active over there, forcing him out.
Yeah, just really nice play calling there from Eastern Washington, too, knowing that heavy pressure is going to come from Boise State. Just staying a little bit patient and slipping an Eastern Washington wide receiver behind the Broncos.
4th tackle plus a fumble for Mickey tonight. 1st and 10 Eagles on the Bronco 45-yard line. 4:50 left in the half. There goes Taylor with the run. Taylor will be tackled by Banks, who came in on that play at the nickel. We'll see where they spot it. It is going to be very close to no gain. They may give him a yard. And they mark the ball as a 2-yard gain to the 43 of Boise State.
Yeah, and as we're talking about Mickey, good seeing Banks in there as well, making a good positive play. He caught a lot of heat, not only from the fans, but social media this week. I'd love to see him rebound and have a hell of a game tonight.
Malachi Williams, a transfer from Idaho, now in at one of the defensive end spots. Taylor, pressured, Taylor is going to go down. He hadn't been sacked in the last 3 games. He gets sacked there. It may be Lopez Sanusi that is the first guy to get there, and he may have his first sack as a Bronco.
Yeah, and you see Sanusi as well has his white undershirt below his jersey. He was actually getting held on from the center, saying, don't get to my quarterback, but it doesn't matter. Sanusi with the big sack for Boise State's D-line.
So now 3rd down and long. 9 lost on that last play. 3rd and 17. Taylor being chased by Washington, throws the ball to the right side. It's caught by Branch. Branch will get to the 40. He won't get the first down. Nice gain, though, of 12 on the play. Johnson on the tackle for Boise State. Franklin Johnson coming in as Boise State substituting a lot more on defense tonight. 4th and 5 coming up for the Eagles. The Broncos get the Western and Heating and Air 3rd down stop, but they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I think this is the right call for the Eagles. You're down 13-0 playing on the road. You're the underdog. Why not play with house money?
On the plus 40. They were 1 of 2 on 4th downs last game. Taylor, right side, threw it, and it should have been caught. Coverage by Zion Washington. They have stopped the Eagles. Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. Zion Washington bringing it up.
I believe it was Landon Cooper, the intended receiver. Let's take a break. 2:57 to go in the first quarter. 13-0 Broncos on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Clearfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When Broncos fans are hungry for action, they head to Albertson Stadium for some great football. When they're ready to experience the essence of the Northwest, they head to Anthony's Restaurant in downtown Boise. Enjoy Northwest favorites like wild salmon, fresh oysters on the half shell, halibut, and more at Anthony's in downtown Boise, with free validated parking in the Simplot Garage. Dine before or after the game. Make your reservations today at anthonys.com.
St. Luke's and Boise State are partners in education and health through scholarships and internships for students, support for programs and faculty, and collaboration on health-related research. Together, we're preparing tomorrow's healthcare professionals and investing in the people and programs that build healthy, livable, caring communities. St. Luke's and Boise State, proud to be blue.
Project Filter is dedicated to supporting efforts for a smoke and vape-free Idaho, where all people have access to clean, healthy air and a longer, healthier life. Visit projectfilter.org to learn how you can make a difference. 13-0 Boise State. Broncos, after a 4th down stop, get the football back at their own 40 with 2:57 to go. Pete, Boise State's defense has a fumble recovery, forced a punt, and a 4th down stop.
Yeah, the defense much improved, and really much of the damage that happened last week in South Florida just came on a handful of plays. Consistency, but right now Boise State's defense is consistently kicking the butt of the Eagles.
Broncos will have a bye next week and then head to the Air Force Academy for the first conference game of the season. That'll be on the 20th, 5 o'clock kickoff from Colorado Springs. Bates and Ford go to the right. Broncos play with a couple of tight ends. Madsen in the shotgun. Sherrod moved over to the right side. Madsen looks to throw on 1st down. In the pocket, throwing it long down the middle. It's intended for Ford. Caught it in stride and scores. It's the longest pass play of the season. 60 yards. Madsen to Ford. And the Broncos up the ante to 19-0.
And when you get the running game going like Boise State has so far in this football game, it really opens up the play action. You saw the play action happen with Maddox Madsen and the Eagle defense fighting on it and left Ben Ford wide open, who's having by far his best season as a Bronco, easily catch that bomb from Maddox Madsen and walks himself in the end zone.
Boomer on for the extra point. Our kicks presented by Nampa Floors and Interiors. Doyle to hold. Hudson snap, put down and kicked through by Boomer. So it's now 20 for the Broncos and nothing for the Eagles. That was a one-play drive. Again, our scoring drives presented by First Federal Bank went 60 yards in a total of 8 seconds. Ford can run. Again, touchdowns presented by Storett Self-Storage. We mentioned Storett Self-Storage one time last week for one touchdown. We've mentioned them 3 times tonight.
Yeah, they got more of their money's worth tonight, that's for sure.
And we'll have a Bills heating and air conditioning kickoff.
It's better in every facet so far here tonight for Boise State compared to last Thursday in Tampa.
Mentioned it was Matson's longest completion of the season. Previous long last week was 31. His long last year was 53 to Matt Lauder in the Penn State game. See if Boomer can get another touchback. Boomer will kick off. Cronquist will let it go over his head, and Eastern Washington will start at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. If you look at their numbers, Taylor 5 of 9 throwing the ball for 22 yards. He's also their leading runner, 7 carries for 31 yards. Cronquist and Branch have 2 catches each.
And really the only thing that Eastern Washington's done with a little bit of success has been running the football at the quarterback, Taylor. He's got 7 carries for 31 yards, averaging about 4.5 yards per carry. Other than that, Eastern Washington's been very minimal in their gains against this Bronco defense.
Benefield and Mickey lead the team in tackles with 4 each. Franklin Johnson in at the corner for McCoy. This is the second series that has happened, so don't know if something is wrong with McCoy or if there is an issue that just Franklin is getting practice time. Mickey again with another tackle, gain of 5 on the dump pass out in the flat.
And again, I think that's what Spencer Danielson was trying to tell his team this week. It's about team, not I. Again, I think just trying to get more of the team guys in there for Boise State.
Bone Phelps in there at linebacker for Marco Notriani. So again, with a 20-0 lead, it's a flag and drop. Incomplete pass thrown to the left side. Might be holding against the Eagles.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
You know, even though those penalties are so costly, a holding being 10 yards when a defensive one is just 5. But sometimes for an offensive lineman, it's better to take that penalty as opposed with the heavy pressure Boise State's bringing, getting your quarterback a huge hit unnecessarily.
20-0, Boise State in front, down to 2:21 to go in the first quarter. Malato and Washington now, Malato and Feely are now in at the tackle spots. Quick throw left side, and it's trapped by Yetz, the running back, incomplete. 3rd down and 15 coming up now for the Eagles. 3rd downs tonight, they are 2 out of 5.
Yeah, this is really a situation where Boise State really pins their ears back and tries to get after the quarterback using the crowd noise and trying to get even better starting field position with maybe another sack on the game.
Yetz in it, running back off the right shoulder of the quarterback, Taylor. Taylor on a quarterback draw to the right side to the 20, the 25, and a great ankle tackle by Irby in his 2nd season starting with the Broncos. They needed 15. They're not going to get about half of that. Pick up about 7 or 8. And for the 2nd time tonight, Eastern Washington will punt. 1:57 and counting to go in the quarter.
And again, Boise State's defense just flying around and hunting in packs. That sure cleans up bad tackling issues. When one guy misses, there's still 10 more defenders there to go.
And Taylor has gone over 1,000 yards now rushing in his Eastern Washington career. Ogle's punt high, not overly long. in traffic. Sherrod dives to make the fair catch. A lot of Eastern Washington players were around there. Punt will be fielded at the Bronco 36-yard line. So 36 yards on the punt, no return.
Yeah, just nice job there by Malik Sherrod getting through all that traffic. One of the most complicated things to do in all of college football is fielding a punt. So nice job by Sherrod doing that with all that traffic.
A lot of times coaches will have linemen try to catch it to maybe stop a practice or something. Was that ever you?
Yeah, it was me every once in a while, but I caught him thankfully more than I dropped. But no one was coming at me either, so it made it a little bit easier.
1st and 10 on the Bronco 36, up 20-0. Run to Sherrod. He's got a touchdown tonight. Sherrod's going to get about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play before the hole closes down. Coach Danielson has substituted a lot tonight in this game, and you can with a 20-0 lead in the first quarter.
I'm just kind of thinking if I was president of the world and things maybe I would change, I would almost think about every FBS opponent starts a preseason game against an FCS, then you get an all nothing but FBS opponents from there moving forward.
Okay. 2nd and 5 from the 41. Sherrod right side, stretch play, goes around the end and is going to get the Mountain America first down. Going to pick up 7. Yeah, the Broncos get close to Eastern Washington territory.
And again, the reason why I say that, of course, FCS loves this opportunity, but this is a great opportunity for the FBS schools to really work on their play and work on their depth as well.
Sherrod, again, another handoff, and he'll get into the Eastern Washington end of the field, picking up 5. Got tripped up, looked like maybe he was going to go for more. Carter, the safety, who led him in tackles last week with 11, made the stop. But a 6-yard gain for Sherrod. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Broncos need to get to the 42-yard line. Gaines now in the game at running back. Batson under center. Rolls right. Throws it to the tight end. That's Wagner. Wagner to the 40. Wagner to the 30. Another Mountain America first down. 16, 17 yards on the play. Carter, the free safety, with another tackle. And that's how the first quarter is going to end, with Boise State matriculating down the field. They've gotten to the Eastern Washington 29. They have a 20-0 lead after one quarter. We'll take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Cobblestone Car Wash, locally driven by Epic Shine and Bluebird Express Car Wash. We're keeping Boise clean and Bronco proud as the official car wash of the Broncos. With 15 locations, you're always close to a winning shine. Cobblestone Car Wash. Shine on, Boise.
Summer's coming to a close. You could tough out the remaining heat waves, but why suffer when you can get the lowest prices of the year on air conditioning? Right now, Bill's Heating and AC is offering rock-bottom pricing in celebration of our new partnership with the Boise State Broncos. We want you to be comfortable as you root for the Broncos, so we've made our guaranteed lowest prices even lower. Call Bill's Heating and AC today before this deal is gone. Call 208-96-BILLS. That's 208-96-BILLS.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
Game day in Boise starts with a win and a clean car. Cobblestone Car Wash is proud to be the official car wash of the Broncos. Swing by any of our 15 locations, get that car sparkling, and show your Bronco pride. Cobblestone Car Wash, Idaho's premier car wash.
This week's Sports Student Athlete of the Week is Elijah Sharp from the volleyball team. Sharp got her first collegiate action after redshirting last season. Led the Broncos to wins at Navy, Montana, and Utah Valley while earning tournament MVP, 25 kills and 22 blocks. Congratulations, Elijah Sharp, this week's Ford Student Athlete of the Week. 20-0 Broncos after one quarter. First downs, Pete, 7-3. Total yards, 220 to 65. Gaines with 59 yards rushing, Sherrod with 47. Could we have two 100-yard rushers tonight?
Well, we're already at 106 combined, and again, that makes it now 40 straight games where Boise State's had at least 90 yards rushing. That might not seem like a whole lot, but number 2 on that active list is Ohio State, all the way down at 19. So again, that shows how important the running game is for the Broncos.
Lauder with 3 catches to lead the team, but a 60-yarder for a touchdown. Ben Ford has the lead in yards. Defensively, Mickey with the forced fumble. He leads the team also with 5 tackles. So in his debut as a starter, home game debut after transferring from Notre Dame, playing quite well. Broncos with the 1st and 10 on the 29 of Eastern Washington. Ball put on the turf, but it bounces right up into the hands of Gaines. It was one of those plays where little misdirection. Gaines was kind of coming towards the line. Madsen was going away from it, and the exchange wasn't made.
Yeah, but luckily for Sire Gaines, the ball kind of bounced in and was almost like a power dribble there for a post player. Obviously, with an oblong-shaped football, you can't guarantee that ball is always going to bounce back your way.
So they'll lose 1 on the play back to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. Just the start of things in the 2nd quarter, 20-0. Madsen will run the football. Just get a couple.
Yeah, that was a miscue there as well. Sire Gaines and Maddox Madsen actually went the wrong direction on their zone read or their handoff, whatever they're trying to do there. So not sure if Sire Gaines still thinking about that fumble, but certainly Boise State's offense was not on the same page.
Broncos have made a change in right tackle on this drive. Hall Schmidt is in there. He started last season 12 times out of 14 games. Broncos will have to earn 3rd and 9 from the 28 of Eastern Washington. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd downs. Madsen in the shotgun. Sherrod in the backfield with him. Randolph over the ball at center. Madsen facing a blitz. Pass batted down in the middle of the line. It might have been Tylen Jackson, one of the defensive linemen, and now Boise State will attempt its first field goal of the season.
I saw Boise State last week in Tampa go for it quite a few on 4th down just because of the situation, but just like any other player in the football field, good quality game reps here for the kicker, Boomer.
Boomer was hurt a lot last year at UCF, made just 3 out of 6 field goals last year, 22 by far his best when he was 14 out of 15. He's 4 for 4 on the blue, 4 field goals with Central Florida. This will be from 46 yards out, and Boomer's kick is up. And Boomer's kick is no good. I believe it went wide left. We're going to have timeout on the field. Broncos do not get the field goal. We'll take a break. It's 20-0 Boise State on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Bronco fans, this is Jeremiah Dickey. It's a new era of college athletics. The mission of the Horseshoe Collective, an official sponsor of Bronco Athletics, is to pair local charitable causes with student athletes who wish to use their name, image, and likeness to make a positive impact in our community. Supporting the mission of the Horseshoe Collective will have a direct impact on student athletes in the Treasure Valley. To make a donation or to find out how you or your business can get involved, head to thehorseshoecollective.com.
St. Luke's and Boise State are partners in education and health. Through scholarships and internships for students, support for programs and faculty, and collaboration on health-related research. Together, we're preparing tomorrow's healthcare professionals and investing in the people and programs that build healthy, livable, caring communities. St. Luke's and Boise State, proud to be blue.
Mountain Land Supply is the exclusive supplier of the Comfort Maker HVAC in Idaho. You can get your HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscaping, agricultural pump, drilling, tools, and safety supply for your next project at Mountain Land Supply in Nampa, Burley, Idaho Falls, and Pocatello, or visit them online at mountainlandsupply.com. With the Broncos ahead 20-0, let's take 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco football. .36 to go in the first half. All Boise State 20-0. They've held Eastern Washington to 65 yards. Could have been 23, 24-0, but Boomer's 0 for 2 on kicks. Or excuse me, 2 for 4 on kicks. He's made 2 extra points. Taylor will go to the run, hand it off to Yetz up the middle. Decent run, about 5 yards on the play. No Triani on the tackle for Boise State. Last week, no Triani with 7 tackles, well over 100 now in his career.
Yeah, no Triani, a Warfel Watch finalist for Watch List this year. That involves community, academics, Marco Notriani, one of the best guys, best dudes you can surround yourself with.
Obvious choice for one of the captains. 2nd and 5, Eagles from their own 33. Taylor puts Bell, the backup quarterback, in motion, hands it to him on the fly sweep, and Bell's going to get about 6 for the first down out to the 39-yard line. I keep waiting for them to set up a option pass from Bell, as he is listed as the backup quarterback. He threw the only interception last week for Eastern Washington on one of those plays.
And again, it's scouting, it's film study, it's recognized, it's communicating it, almost like that fake punt last week where the backup quarterback was in there at punter. Some sort of alarm bell should have went off.
1st and 10 after the run to Bell. Bell still in the game. He'll hand it to Bell. Bell with another nice gain. Benefield will make the stop, but it's going to be a 10, maybe 11-yard gain out to midfield. Sticks will move on the first down.
Again, nice tackling there by Ty Benefield, wrapping up, making sure he doesn't just put a big hit with the shoulders, but bringing his hands and grabbing cloth as well. And Eastern Washington with back-to-back impressive runs against this Bronco D.
5th tackle for Benefield in the game. 1st and 10 now at the Eastern Washington 49. So one of the nicer drives of the game for Eastern Washington. Taylor gets the snap, hands it to Bell. Bell comes to the left side. Latu will make the stop after a gain of 1. And they're using Bell a lot on this drive, and they kind of bring him in motion, speed him around, and so far it's been effective until that play.
Yeah, it's almost like a fly sweep, but once he gets around the quarterback or running back, he loops back around and gets the handoff. Eastern Washington's ran that play about 3 times in a row now.
Ball on the left hash, 2nd and 9 from midfield. Taylor gets the snap, big blitz. Taylor throws it out in the flat to the right side. Yetz couldn't hang on. Probably better off dropping it. McCoy back in the game at corner was there. It would have been a tackle for a loss if he had caught it. So it's now going to be 3rd down and 9, and Boise State looking for another Western Heating and Air stop. 7th 3rd down try for Eastern Washington. They're just 2 for 6. 11-12 to go in the first half. 20-0 Boise State. Taylor scrambles left. Taylor got away from Madry. Throws the ball down the field. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be caught by the Eastern Washington receiver for the first down. 35 yards on the gain will get him in the red zone. Irby on the coverage. Cronquist with the catch. And they're inside the 15 at the 14.
Yeah, it was just a 50-50 ball, and Conquest beat out Irby on that one.
Empty set. 4 receivers left in a diamond formation. 1 to the right. Throwing to their left. Yetz with the catch. The other 3 receivers will block. We'll get maybe 4 or 5. Washington forced him out of bounds. And for the first time in the game, Eastern Washington with an opportunity to score.
Yeah, that's where you want to see Boise State again. Have that communication, recognize what you're seeing, tell your brother down the line, then obviously executing once that ball snapped.
Second down now coming up and 6. They need to get to the 4 for a first down. Betts in the backfield. Ulm in motion to the right. Taylor rolls the pocket right, throws it to Ulm. The guy makes the catch. Very close to the first down. Irby with another tackle. We'll say he's just short on a gain of 5. Ulm at 6'2", 200 pounds, one of the bigger receivers. Catch number 95 in his career.
Yeah, Eastern Washington's no stranger to elite wide receivers. Cooper Kupp a few years ago played for the Eagles on that Inferno turf up there in Eastern Washington.
His name is all over the Eastern Washington record
as it
book.
should be.
3rd and 1 now for the Eagles. They need to get to the 4. Shotgun formation. Taylor's going to run it behind Yetz. And Taylor trying to stretch the ball out. It squirted out of his hands. We'll see where they mark it, whether they said he had the first down or not. I think they said it's 4th down. They're going to say he was down at the 5 and then was trying to push it forward. And down 20-0, Pete, I think the Eagles have to go for it.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer, but Jared Taylor needs to be careful. Even though he's trying to stretch that ball, try to get that first down, it would have been very easily for him to lose it. Again, those turnovers in the red zone are oh so costly, no matter who you root for.
He's out of the shotgun, so it's not going to be a traditional quarterback sneak. They're 0 for 1 on 4th downs. Taylor takes the snap, and he'll go left and go in untouched for the score. It'll be a 5-yard run for Taylor, and the Eagles are on the board with 8:53 to go in the half.
Yeah, well, so far watching the Eastern Washington Eagles, I've been impressed really with how they pull their blockers and get 3 or 4 lead blockers, whoever the ball carrier is. When that ball carrier is your quarterback, typically defense doesn't account for them on their one-on-one matchups. That was an easy walk-in touchdown there for Eastern Washington.
Soren McKee on for the extra point. He is 101 out of 101 in his career. And McKee's kick is up, and the kick is good. He's made 102 straight extra points. Our scoring update presented by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. 10 plays, 71 yards, and off the clock 4 minutes and 42 seconds. So it's Boise State 20, Eastern Washington 7. Take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
For every night out, there's a silver ride home. And for every silver ride, you know who to call? The designated driver. Whether it's a ride share, the bus, or that super nice friend who's always got your back. Sober drivers get us home safe. So treat your DD to an NA drink, and let's raise a glass to the unsung heroes. Cheers to the DD.
When it comes to custom apparel, you want the best quality at competitive prices, and that's what we're all about at the Idaho Shirt Company. We print for some of the biggest names in the game: Nike, Hoka, Puma, and best of all, Boise State. If you're ready to elevate your brand or team, come visit our new retail store and production facility in Boise, and follow us on Instagram at Idaho Shirts, or visit idahoshirts.com to get your quote today. The Idaho Shirt Company, America's source for custom apparel, a proud partner of Boise State Athletics.
Attention Boise State fans, Mountain Land Supply is your go-to for all things HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscape irrigation, tools and safety, and a proud Boise State college football supporter. Ask your HVAC specialist about our top-of-the-line Comfort Maker products exclusively at our new Nampa HVAC store. Whether you're upgrading your home comfort with a furnace this winter or air conditioning for summer, we've got you covered. Ask your HVAC dealer about Mountain Land Supply, where comfort meets community. And go Broncos!
Get ready for the Breezy Bundle. If Breezy scores a touchdown, then you get a hot dog in any size fountain drink for $1. Let's Go rewards at Jackson's or Extra Mile by Jackson's. That would be on the Tuesday following the game. Jackson's says, let's go. Download the Let's Go rewards app or visit jacksons.com/Broncos for more details. First score of the game for Eastern Washington, 20-7, Boise State in front with 8:53 to go before halftime.
Yeah, Eastern Washington's best drive by far, just picking up a few first downs, some nifty running there. bringing in 2 quarterbacks and utilizing that as well. Boise State, though, looking to try to finish out this first half strong. They've dominated this game, minus that last series, up 20-7 with a little bit less than 9 minutes to go in the first half.
The drive was set up by the missed field goal. Sherrod back to return the kick. He has not had a kick return this season. He's had to down every single one of them. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning brings us the kickoff. And I misspoke. He had 2 that he was able to bring back last week at South Florida, but only for an average of 16.5 yards. The other McKee will kick off. This is Hunter McKee kicking off, and 5 yards deep in the end zone. Sherrod will bring it back. He'll get to the 20 and get thrown back there. On the tackle was Gavin O'Leary for Eastern Washington.
Yeah, just my mindset on those is I have zero problem in returning those. It's a potential chance for an explosive play, and even though it didn't happen for the Broncos, again, I still like taking that chance.
Broncos will start this drive at the 20. Scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions of the game. Sherrod with a run, Gaines with a run, and Madsen to Ford on a 60-yard pass. Handoff off right tackle. It's Gaines busting some tackles, getting across the 25 or out to the 25 for a gain of 5. Jenkins came up from the safety spot to make the tackle.
Yeah, it's good seeing Sire Gaines get a little bit more involved in this football game. Only had 9 carries last week, but so far has 7 in this one.
2nd and 5, 8:24 to go first half, 20-7 Boise State. A couple of tight ends on the left side of the formation. Pistol with Madsen in front of Gaines. Give it to Gaines again. Gaines into the secondary. Gaines carrying tacklers with him out across the 40, out across the 45. They'll take him to the 46. We'll call it a gain of about 21 on the play. And that was Sire Gaines basically acting as a bus, carrying a lot of passengers for the first down.
Yeah, a lot of guys got a free ride out of that one.
Quick snap to Madsen. Madsen rolling left, running room. He'll get to the 50, to the 40. And he's got the Mountain America first down, gain of 14.
Yeah, and I think that's what Boise State's offense is at its best, too. And Maddox Madsen's involved in the running game. Easy decision there. Had some guys he could potentially pass it to, but looked up, saw that he was not defended at all. So why not tuck the ball and pick up 15 yards on that carry?
Madsen was one of the leading rushers last week with 31 yards. For Madsen, that is his 2nd carry this game. Low snap. Madsen able to dig it out of the turf. Madsen throws it right hash. Making the catch down there is Chris Marshall. Marshall getting close to the 10. Broncos will have another Mountain America first down. Gain of 29 on the pass play from Madsen to Marshall.
Yeah, I think if you had a poll to the fans, which Bronco do you want to see have a monster season this year, I would bet you the majority of them would vote Chris Marshall. Again, a very prolific wide receiver. Has been in some other big programs before. Hopefully after getting his first touchdown in his career, that gets him springboarded to that monster season we're all hoping to see.
Broncos now in the Coastline Equipment red zone. Madsen gets the snap from the 11. In the pocket, he's going to run to the right side. Open room, 10-5. Touchdown, Maddox Madsen. Great reading of the chess pieces on the field for Eastern Washington. He saw a big defensive tackle in front of him and knew he would beat him to the pylon. Maddox Madsen gets 6 for Boise State, and the Broncos answer the Eastern Washington touchdown. It's 26-7.
Again, a smart decision there by seasoned quarterback and Maddox Madsen, seeing that he wasn't covered, seeing he just had a foot race. It gets a 315-pound defensive lineman. That's a stat he's going to love every single time. And rather than running for his life last week, he's running for touchdowns this week.
Hutton to snap, Doyle to hold. Boomer's kick, or check it. It's a different kicker this time that's in there. It's Moore that's kicking for Boise State. Moore with the kick, and it takes the score now to 27-7 in favor of Boise State. Broncos go 6 plays, 79 yards, take 2:21 off the clock. Score comes with 6:26 to go in the half. And our scoring summaries presented by First Federal Bank. More to come. Broncos up by 20 again on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco fans, looking for a bank that bleeds blue and helps enhance your financial well-being? What about a bank that is based in Idaho and has served the Gem State for over 110 years and proudly supports Boise State? Look no further than First Federal Bank, offering best-in-class banking products and services like our rewards checking account, where you can earn an incredible 5.01 annual percentage yield. To learn more, visit bankfirstfed.com. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change, proud to be the official oil change partner of the Broncos. You can visit one of the Valvoline Instant Oil Changes at Treasure Valley locations for a stay in your car oil change done in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. Visit VIOC.com/Broncos. Boise State converts in the red zone, the Coastline Equipment red zone, and they get yet another self-storage touchdown, their fourth of the game.
Again, just great execution by Boise State, who now has 301 yards of total offense. Also been helped quite a bit by the defense. Eastern Washington with one decent scoring drive off of a missed field goal by the Broncos. But again, Notre Dame transfer Mickey with the strip fumble recovery. Again, just outside of a few plays by the Eagles, it's been all Boise State in this one.
Looks like Boomer will kick off. He's had a touchdown every time. Cronquist standing in the end zone. Cronquist, much like Sherrod for Boise State, handles both the punt and kick returns. 27-7 Broncos, 6:26 remaining in the first half. Boomer's kickoff. Boomed all the way out of the end zone. Touchback. Eagles take over at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, almost like a good tailback, getting stronger as the game goes along. Colton Boomer's kicks, they've gotten further and further now in the back of the end zone on the kickoffs. Gotta love it.
Boise State 13-6 overall against Eastern Washington, 10-2 here. Haven't played since 2000. That was a 41-23 win for the Broncos. Broncos have won 21 straight over FCS opponents. And the game at tight end is Stite. Taylor forced out of the pocket. No Triani chasing. Taylor able to throw it. No receiver in the area, but he was outside the tackle box. He held on to it. No Triani would have eventually got him. He had to ditch it.
Yeah, that's one of the two keys, in case you're not familiar with that rule, is you have to get outside the tackle box and throw it past the line of scrimmage. And it's a legal throwaway there for the quarterback if he does those two things.
I'm not so sure that I kind of like the rule where there needs to be a receiver.
I agree. I kind of like somewhere in the area, but then you kind of put it to the objection of the refs, and we all know they blow calls all the time.
Out of the shotgun, 2nd and 10 on the 25-yard line. Hand off to Yetz. Yetz will get maybe a yard. No Triani was there. Help from Mickey. Those guys in the middle of the field, we've called Mickey's name a lot tonight. No Triani a lot tonight. And another third down, 3rd and long, 3rd and almost 10. Eagles 3 out of 8 tonight on the money down.
Yeah, that might maybe be your move of the game as well. Getting Jaden Mickey in there playing nickel for Boise State. He's been all over the football field for the Broncos.
Broncos looking for a 6th Western Heating and Air 3rd down stop tonight. Yetz comes back in the backfield with Taylor. Gets the snap. Taylor going to run it. Yetz going to block. Got no Triani on the block. But Washington able to make the tackle. Turned on the Jets. It's going to be a gain of maybe 5 or 6 on the play. But when you have 9, you've got a little room to work with. And Zion Washington a nice job having containment, bringing them down.
And Zion Washington's a guy, even though he's a senior, just continues to get better as well. Took leaps and bounds in his play, I thought, last season. It's certainly one of the focal points for the Broncos defense this year, too.
Ogles will punt. Sherrod standing at his own 29-yard line. 5:16 to go in the half. Boise State with plenty of time as they get the football back. They're setting up for a return and a false start. That'll be number 2 in the game against Eastern Washington.
Offense, number 10, 5-yard penalty. Next 4th down.
And I'll say, when you're playing on the road in a hostile environment here like at Albertson Stadium, and it's so loud, you see the defense or special teams in that case moving around, line of scrimmage, jumping back. It is so easy to flinch. And again, that's why it's so important for Boise State to get the crowd in it. The louder it is, the more difficult it becomes.
Ogles to punt. Sherrod moves up a little bit. Broncos play for the return. Ogles punt down the middle. Bounces at the 39. It'll be picked up on the hop at the 33 by Sherrod. Flag from upfield. He'll return it almost to midfield, but I think it might come back for a hold against Boise State or some sort of an illegal block. Let them sort it out. You wonder the way they're talking, and as long as they're talking, if there's more than one penalty. 15-yard return by Sherrod. That would be his longest punt return of the season.
Yeah, expect big things from Malik Sherrod. I think he's got the ability potentially to be Special Teams Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference.
Now let's see what Christian Watson says happened.
There are 2 fouls on the return team. Holding, number 44. That penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back. Number 44. That penalty is accepted. The 10-yard penalty forced in the run. 1st down.
Well, if they gave the same number twice, and really both of them were on Sincere Brackett Lambie, Eastern Washington would take the one that was committed further down the field so that Boise State would lose the most yardage. So they'll take over at the 38.
Yeah, no way that Boise State would have 2 guys on the field with the same number. That happened a few years ago at Air Force and almost cost Broncos the game.
Broncos take over at the 38. Officially was a 42-yard kick. Madsen in the pocket, flag down, throwing it long to Caples, and just ill-timed, incomplete pass. I would think holding coming up against Boise State.
Holding, offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot there for Hall Smith as well. That's who they called it on, playing right tackle. The defensive end, when he came on his pass rush, kind of slipped and fell on his own feet, and Hall Smith just kind of put his hands on him, making sure he couldn't get up. I guess what the official wanted him to do is let the guy get back up, and then you hit him again, knocking him on the turf. This is for a second time.
Casey, Jason Steele. Now we've got Zach Holmes at center, Carrion and Hall Schmidt. So the Broncos have now played 8 in the offensive line in this game. Madsen on 1st and long, checks down, throws the pass to Dylan Riley. And Riley will gain maybe close to 5 or 6 yards on that 1st down play. Got knocked out of bounds on the swing pass. First time that Riley has touched the ball tonight.
Yeah, but that's what makes those holding penalties so costly. Again, a 10-yard penalty. That wouldn't have happened. Dylan Riley would have set the offense with about 2nd and 4. So Boise State still has 2nd and about 16 to go.
27-7 Broncos, 4:18 left in the half. Bates comes to the right. 2 receivers go left. One is Marshall, the other is Brown. Now Brown in motion back to the right. And a handoff to Riley. Decent hole on the left side. He'll get another 5 or so. Mayoski with the tackle from his middle linebacker spot. And now Boise State's going to have to earn 3rd down. They're just 1 out of 3 on 3rd downs tonight.
Keep in mind, we always try talking about it here about the 4-minute mark. Eastern Washington won the coin toss, deferred. This is going to be important for Boise State to try to finish out the second half strong. Last thing you want to do is give up points to the Eagles late and then get the Eagles the ball right back in the second half.
Madsen in the shotgun, 7 of 11 for 148 tonight. 60-yard touchdown pass to Ford. Flag down. Throws it to Ford, who makes a diving catch in Eastern Washington territory. We'll have to see where they mark it. If they mark it at, say, the 35-yard line, it's a 28-yard gain.
Boise State's not retreating yet.
Number 82, 5 of the offense were in motion at the time of the snap. That's a foul for illegal shift. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It makes third down.
Yeah, that's what it just looked like is Maddox Madsen didn't have his wide receiver set for a full second. Again, that's kind of day one type of stuff. You do shifts and motions. You got to make sure you don't have multiple guys in motion at the same time. Make sure they get set, too. That was a big play and a big costly penalty for Boise State after the catch by Ford.
I was going to say, what a catch. I mean, the 60-yarder, he was out there, made the catch, and just used his speed. That was a heck of a catch. Unfortunately, it goes for nothing. Boise State now in penalties in the game has 2 for 20.
And
but it subtracted, what, about a 30-yard gain?
Yeah, Boise State with 2 big penalties on this drive.
So now it's third down and 11 as the ball moves back to the 37. Still 27-7 Boise State. 3:28 left in the second quarter. Holmes snaps the ball to Madsen. Big rush. Madsen over the middle into traffic. Incomplete. Good coverage by Jenkins. Pass intended for Caples, and Boise State will bring the punting team out.
And again, just 2 mentally self-inflicted wounds, similar to the game last Thursday in Tampa, making self-inflicted wounds with those penalties, making things more difficult than they have to be, and wiping off a few big plays for the offense, too.
That was one of the things Boise State did many good things on their way to the college football playoff, but very few self-inflicted.
Agreed. They played clean for the most part, except for that Fiesta Bowl where they had 14 penalties.
Right, but I'm saying to get to the
exactly.
game. 4th and 11. Doyle rolls right, holding the ball, now kicks it at the end. Pros, you can't do that. Fair catch called for. It'll bounce. Cronquist left to go over his head, and Benefield's going to down the ball inside the 5 at the 3. 61 yards on the punt. No return.
Yeah,
and again, Pete, I was saying you can't do that in the pros because only the 2 end guys can go down before it's punted.
Yeah, correct. You'd have too many illegal receivers downfield if you did that in the NFL. So a rule change that certainly benefits punters here at the college level. But what a bounce as well from Doyle, letting Boise State down that one at about the 4-yard line.
You know, that's a problem. Sometimes there's a return man, Pete. Sometimes you let it bounce. It's good, and it rolls in the end zone. You end up with a touchback. And sometimes you let it bounce when it's down that close to the goal line, and that's the wrong move.
It looks easier than done. It's almost like that backspin on a chip shot. I've never been able to do it, but when people do it, it looks pretty dang impressive.
Steege and Virgin Morgan on the ends. Sanusi and Madry at tackles. Quarterback run for Taylor and might get a yard out to the 5-yard line. McCoy on the tackle.
Yeah, on this side of the field, the south side of the football field, by far the loudest in the stadium, especially with the construction going on in north end zone. Be a good opportunity for the crowd to get loud. Boise State try to get some pressure. They might be able to even get a safety out of this position.
Boise State with just 1 sack tonight. They had 4 last week. They had 55 to lead the nation last year. 2nd and 9 from the 5. Run again by Taylor. And Taylor will get a yard to the 6. Sanusi was there from the defensive tackle spot. So was Madry. And now a 3rd down and 8 as 2 1-yard runs have left Eastern Washington in the shadow of their own goalpost. Feely coming back in at defensive tackle. He's fresh.
And very conservative play calling we've seen from Eastern Washington. 2 straight quarterback runs. I think they're trying to make sure they don't make a mistake. Let Boise State's lead go from 20 points to more before half.
Boise State 2-1 in yards, 310 to 145. Eastern Washington actually with the time of possession advantage. We've come to the 2-minute timeout. We'll do a couple of reads. We'll not take a break at this 2-minute timeout. We've just passed the 5:29 mark in the quarter, reminding us that Idaho's 529 college savings plan is an ideal way to save for college. Even better is that September is College Savings Month. To celebrate and help you start saving, if you open an Ideal account for a loved one that isn't even 5 years old in September, you have a chance to win a contribution of $529. Learn more at idsaves.org. How would you like to be able to listen to us while synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home? Go to syncmygame.com to find out how. And which schools will win the Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic program for the upcoming year? Check out how your favorite school is doing at iDirectors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Winners will be announced in June of 2026. Learfield's Directors Cup, powered by NACDA. All right, Pete, through 28 minutes of action in this first half. Thoughts on the Broncos bouncing back?
I think the Broncos look great, and of course they're playing FCS opponents, so I'm not going to get overly inflated on my enthusiasm about it. But I think the passing game looks great. Again, a lot of different receivers, 5 different receivers. If Call caught a pass, Matt Lauder leading the way with 3 of them. I think Sire Gaines getting the more carries that he deserves. He's got 7 carries for 84 yards. That's 12 yards a carry average. Even Malik Sherrod's added in 47 yards, averaging 9.4 yards per carry average. We saw a turnover from the transfer from Notre Dame, Milton. And again, this has just been an entire team effort for Boise State. Yes, a few mistakes, but a lot of them cleaned up. But the thing for me that I'm most enthusiastic about in this football game is Boise State kind of playing with that urgency, playing with that fire, and playing with a passion where no one has to question their effort.
Got him in the hole here. 3rd down coming up. And 8 to go. The ball at the 11. They need to get to the 19.
And Tyson Dagahart, one of the greatest basketball players ever in program history, getting the crowd fired up. Let's see maybe him get some pads on, play a little DN for Boise State.
I was thinking maybe he'd be a tight end. Either way.
Either way. Us football guys, sometimes we think those basketball guys can't do it. They're kind of soft, but I'll give Dagahart the benefit of the doubt.
A lot of guys played multiple sports in high school and then picked the one they are best at to play in college. 3rd down, Taylor in the end zone. Flag is down. This could be a safety. He got knocked down throwing the ball. Broncos run to the ball. Benefield picked it up at the 22 just in case it was a fumble. I don't think it was, but that was good hustle, good thought going to the ball.
Yep.
The officials will concur if the penalty occurred in the end zone.
When the ball was in the end zone, to be specific, which it was, so it should be safety for Boise State.
Ruling on Fields' incomplete pass. Holding. Offense, number 67. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it must not have been in the end zone, because if not, you'd have taken the 2 points. But now you'll get a punt from their 6-yard line. So Boise State's going to have all their timeouts left, Pete. Minute 55, so they're basically going to have almost a full 2 minutes to work the 2-minute drill, a chance to score right before the half.
Yeah, scoring in a hurry hasn't been an issue for Boise State today. We saw a long bomb of 80 yards to Ben Ford, 60, to Ben Ford earlier in this football game. Then opening possession, Boise State scored on 3 straight running plays, resulted in a touchdown.
10 up at the box. Sherrod, the lone guy back to return it, standing at around the 42 of Eastern Washington. Ogles with a quick kick, and he's going to be knocked down. It's running into the kicker. It won't be a first down. If it's roughing the kicker, it will be a first down. And Boise State, for the moment, blows a chance at having the ball around the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a pretty good acting job there. So I think it's going to be running into the kicker. So I don't think it'll be an automatic first down for the Eagles.
49 yards on the punt. No return.
Running into the kicker. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
They'll take the penalty. Now, that's a case where if it wasn't going to be a first down and you had like a 70-yard punt, you might opt not to repunt it, but you get 5 yards advantage.
And again, sometimes those punters are the best actors in all of sport. That was a pretty good acting job there.
Now, why did they move the ball back to the 3? They moved it in the wrong direction. It's from the 6, so it'll come out to the 11. It'll be 4th and 3. Boise State did come up with a 3rd down stop presented by Western Heating and Air.
Bronco defense asking for a little bit of help from the crowd.
Ogles to punt. He's in his own end zone once again. Nice snap. Ogles with the punt. High, short. Fair catch called for in traffic, and he'll catch it around the 47, 48-yard line. Punt of about 37 yards, no return, and Boise State will have the ball about where they would have had it on the first punt.
Americans called for the 48-yard line.
Matson 7 of 12, 148 and a touchdown. Let's see what he can do on this minute 43 drive.
Yeah, my only complaint with Matson, 58% completion percentage of this game against an FCS opponent. I'd like to see that closer to 65, maybe even 70% for the returning starter.
You know, he's either feast or famine. Matson is either over 65%, which he's done 8 times, or under 60%, which he's done 7 times. Throws the ball to the 30-yard line. It's caught by Marshall. Marshall gets down close to the 10-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Washington for Eastern Washington. A 37-yard pass play to Washington. Clock stops with 1:33 left.
Yeah, a nice accurate ball there to Chris Marshall as he was sprinting in front of Boise State's bench. Every time you see Chris Marshall get more and more involved in the game, here the fans got cheer for him louder and louder as well.
Third catch of the night for Marshall. Pistol formation. Sherrod in the game at running back. Sherrod will get the carry to the right side, and he'll be tackled. No, he stays on his feet, and then Jenkins able to tackle him back at the 17. He'd have been better off going down. I may have said Jenkins. It was Jackson on the stop, and Boise State's going to use its first time out of the half.
You know, one person that Malik Sherrod...
Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 2 seconds.
I was going to say, one person that Malik Sherrod reminds me of to some degree is almost the tailback transfer he had from Oregon, Cyrus Abibi-Likio. I think sometimes uses his speed to his advantage and his agility, but sometimes uses it too much, and it's better just to go north and south as opposed to kind of bouncing things back like we just saw there and losing some yardage. Again, all the moves in the world, all athleticism, but sometimes you got to know when to cut your losses.
He lost 6 on the play. Jackson, who made the tackle for Eastern Washington, is the player they are attending to. Stay tuned for our Ford halftime show coming up. We've got a minute 2 left. First half, 27-7 Boise State. Broncos will have a second down and 16 at the 17-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1.
So, Bob, you asked me, what are you most impressed with so far in this first half by the Broncos?
I think the way the defense has swarmed tonight. They've played with a lot of effort, and on the offensive side, I think we're seeing the running game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the defensive side of the ball. We saw a lot of one-on-one tackle opportunities last week, but this week, they're hunting in packs.
34-7 would look awfully nice here if Boise State could get it in. Gaines, the running back, with Matson, who's in the shotgun. Holmes at center. Ford in motion to the left side. Matson in the pocket. Matson throwing to the goal line, and not able to hang on was Ford. It was a diving try. It would have been a nice catch. Marsh had coverage for Eastern Washington. Now the Broncos will have a 3rd and 16. Broncos have not done well on third downs. 1 out of 4. Not a whole lot of third downs. They've had a lot of drives tonight. The 4 touchdown drives they've had where they haven't gotten a third down. I guess Boise State wasn't charged with the timeout because of the injury to Jackson, so they still have 3 timeouts remaining. Matson gets the snap, throws it over the middle, and it's dropped by Caples, and Boise State will have another field goal try. And kicking again for Boise State will be the backup kicker, Keenan Moore, freshman.
And Colton Boomer battled a little bit of injuries, but again, this is a situation where I think both kickers had a great fall camp, so both kickers deserve some game time.
This will be a 25-yard kick for the freshman, true freshman Moore. 35-yard kick from the 25-yard line. Nice snap, nice hold. And Moore's kick is up and good. So the freshman gets the field goal. And our kicks, of course, are presented by Nampa Floors and Interiors. And the Broncos extend the lead now at the end, towards the end of the half, with 50 seconds left in the half. Now Boise State with 30-7 for Eastern Washington.
And Boise just has not been very good on third down tonight. That's really one of their few negatives they have for them. Only 1 for 5 on third down. So nice job there by the backup kicker, making sure that one went in. get that field goal and 3 points on the board.
Off the punt, 5 plays, 31 yards. Took 53 seconds. And, of course, our scoring drives are presented by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice. Defense now has 50 seconds left to defend. Boise State better than 2-1 in yards, Pete. 341 to 145. You'll have the stats. I'll have the highlights on the Ford halftime show. Good first half. Boomer will kick off. And it's going to be another touchback as it's 9 yards deep in the end zone. And if you're Eastern Washington, you're going to get the kickoff in the second half. You're going to try to make something out of 50 seconds with 3 timeouts left, or are you just going to go to the locker room?
Well, one thing really haven't seen Eastern Washington do is take too many just true traditional deep passes. We've seen kind of a few throwbacks and kind of almost trick plays to some degree. But I think when you look at Conquest, you look at Ulm, the 2 elite wide receivers Eastern Washington has, maybe you take 1 or 2 chucks in there. But again, you cannot have a turnover here. You can make a 30-7 game, all of a sudden turn into 37-7 at halftime.
Taylor is 9 of 17 for 72 yards. He is going to throw for it. Flushed out of the pocket to the right side. No Triani chasing. Throws the ball to the 40-yard line, and it's caught by Branch. Clock will stop. He'll pick up 15. Oh, did they say that it was trap, Pete?
Yeah, it looks like it.
And they bring the ball back to the 25-yard line. I thought he had it. Maybe that's the right description. He had it, and then when he hit the turf, it bounced out.
Yeah, I just have to finish the catch, and that happened right in front of Eastern Washington's bench as well, too, so that was a catch. I imagine there had been some jumping up and down there on that sideline.
30-7 Broncos, 43 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 10, pistol formation. Taylor on the run, throws it to the right side. Ball caught in the backfield in the field of play. Cronquist with the catch. Mickey with yet another tackle. It's going to go for a loss of 1. Clock running with 29 seconds to go. And now a timeout is called by Boise State defensively as it gets to 3rd down and long. Maybe they think they've got an opportunity to get the ball back, maybe get a punt block.
Yeah, even if they can't really get the ball back offensively, there's a good likelihood potentially of a blocked punt, maybe even a punt return for a touchdown. And again, every single one of these plays is invaluable for these young Boise State athletes. Anytime you get extra rep at a punt return, potentially punt block, any chance to maybe get kind of a Hail Mary maybe for your offense, you want to take that if you're a coach and want to make your team better.
Eastern Washington lost at Incarnate Word last week, losing at Boise State. They will go on the road again next week at Northern Iowa. Boise State a bye next week, and then on the 20th, back in action, Mountain West opener at Air Force. From the 24-yard line, it's 3rd and 11. Jets in motion. They're going to hand it. No, it's a fake. Taylor coming back to the left. A flag is down. He's going to get 11 in the first down, but probably an illegal block of some sorts. Marco Notriani on the stop.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Makes 3rd down.
And the holding call against left tackle Dylan Connor.
And Dylan Connor, again, the only experienced offensive lineman for the Eagles. He's had any gameplay in Division I before this football season. He's played in 11 games, but only 4 career starts. And every other offensive lineman, their first start came last week at Incarnate Word.
26 seconds left in the half. Again, the Broncos up 30-7.
30-21.
Ball back to the 14. They've got 21 yards to have to go. I'm thinking if I'm Eastern Washington, do something, make sure you don't turn it over here. Taylor keeps it, throws a screen to the left side, and actually threw it to one of the tight ends. And it's incomplete, stopping the clock with 22 seconds to go. And Boise State still possesses 2 timeouts.
Yeah, that was almost an interesting play call there. I probably would have ran it and forced Boise State to call one more timeout. Instead, the Broncos have an opportunity for potentially for punt block, punt return, You get those 2 timeouts, can maybe take a few shots at the Hail Mary with the offense too.
And even if Sherrod Fair catches it where he's standing at the 40, you've got a chance, as you say, for a Hail Mary. Ogles to punt from his own 14. Great third down stop presented by Western Heating and Air. High punt. Chases Sherrod back to the 37. No fair catch. He'll be tackled immediately. Clock will stop with 12 seconds left in the half. That punt will go for 50 yards. I think you're a little too far back at the 36, Pete. I think I'm just going to take a knee and go to the locker room and be happy I'm ahead 30-7.
Yeah, I think so too. Of course, you could take a heave or two, maybe even hook and ladder like we know Boise State can do. But again, Boise State, it looks pretty dang good today so far. Don't mess it up with the bad player in the half.
And the way they have Sherrod 10 yards behind the line and everybody else surrounding Madsen, they're going to take the knee.
Smart call.
And that'll be the end of the half. Boise State with 20 in the first quarter, 10 more in the second. And they will lead 30-7 at the break.
Yeah, a lot better than a week ago down in Tampa, but still Boise State, few areas to clean up, but dominating 30-7 at halftime.
Stay tuned. The Ford halftime show is coming up next. Broncos ahead 30-7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Hey Broncos, quagga mussels are threatening one of Idaho's most valuable resources, our water. These invasive species can clog pipes, damage boats, ruin our waterways, impact irrigation, and even drive up energy costs. We need your help playing defense. If you're out boating, floating, or paddling, always clean, drain, and dry your gear and watercraft every single time. It's quick, it's easy, and it helps protect the waters we all love. Learn more at invasivespecies.idaho.gov. It's up to us to protect Idaho's waters.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCAA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Hello, is this Pacific Source Health Plans?
This is a health plan.
I'm trying to reach Pacific Source. I know I'll get a person on the phone when I call them.
What do you think I am?
I mean, you sound like a person.
That's what counts.
Automated systems can do a lot, even sound a lot like people. What automated systems can't do is offer the quality our members rely on, empathy. When you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll talk to a person who cares.
What did you say your name was?
Nexa 9000.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, this is the Bronco Halftime Report.
And it's the Ford Bronco Halftime Show. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos. Boise State at the half ahead, 30-7. Let's take a look at our highlights from the first half, presented by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. Boise State got going quickly. 3 plays, 75 yards for the first score. Took just a minute and 10, and the first play of the game went for 46. Broncos at the 25, ball on the right hash. Bates in motion, handoff to Gaines, off left tackle, Gaines to the 30, Gaines to the 40, gets to the outside, 50, 40, 30, and he'll be knocked out of bounds around the 29-yard line. Gain of 46. And then 2 plays later, Boise State had its first score and would be ahead 6-0. In the pistol. It's a handoff. It's going to be Sherrod again. Sherrod breaks tackles inside the 10, does a pirouette, and scores. A 19-yard touchdown run for Malik Sherrod, and he fulfills the promise of becoming the first guy to score a touchdown for Boise State and against Boise State. And the Broncos are into the end zone with the touchdown on 3 plays. Kick was blocked, so it's 6-0 Boise State first drive. Defense decided to come through, getting the game's first turnover, only turnover, and it was Jaden Mickey in his first start doing it. 3rd and 6, Eastern Washington needs to get to their own 49. Taylor gets the snap, looks right, throws the ball underneath. The ball is caught by Branch, but short of the first down. Lot of effort. The ball may have popped out. Boise State seems to be signaling that they have recovered it, and it appears that they have. And the fumble was recovered by Jaden Mickey at the Eastern Washington 40. 6 plays later, Boise State would get their second touchdown. Broncos with a couple of tight ends, Lauder and Wagner, they'll line up on the right side. Penry and Bates, the other receivers. Madsen will give the ball to Gaines. Good blocking on the left side, and Gaines will go in untouched, and the Broncos will have the ball twice, score twice, and the Broncos look like they will not chase the point. They'll send Boomer out for the extra point. He made it 13-0 Broncos 5 minutes into the game. Boise State's defense came up big again. Benefield with a tackle for loss, and here was the game's only sack thus far. Malachi Williams, a transfer from Idaho, now in at one of the defensive end spots. Taylor, pressured. Taylor is going to go down. He hadn't been sacked in the last 3 games. He gets sacked there. It may be Lopez Sanusi that is the first guy to get there, and he may have his first sack as a Bronco. Eastern Washington went for it, got stopped on downs. Boise State took over at their own 40 and wasted a little time in scoring. Bates and Ford go to the right. Broncos play with a couple of tight ends. Madsen in the shotgun. Sherrod moved over to the right side. Madsen looks to throw on first down. In the pocket, throwing it long down the middle. It's intended for Ford. Caught it in stride and scores. It's the longest pass play of the season. 60 yards. Madsen to Ford, and the Broncos up the ante to 19-0. Extra point made it 20-0. Eastern Washington scored their only touchdown, a 10-play, 71-yard drive. Taylor, the quarterback, on a 5-yard run, cutting the score to 20-7 with 8:53 to go in the half. And the Broncos would score the last 10 of the half, including a touchdown run for Madsen with 6:26 to go. Madsen gets the snap from the 11. In the pocket, he's going to run to the right side. Open room, 10-5. Touchdown, Maddox Madsen. Great reading of the chess pieces on the field for Eastern Washington. He saw a big defensive tackle in front of him and knew he would beat him to the pylon. Maddox Madsen gets 6 for Boise State, and the Broncos answer the Eastern Washington touchdown. It's 26-7. Broncos would make it 30-7 on a 35-yard field goal by Moore with 50 seconds to go in the half. You're listening to the Ford Halftime Show, 30-7 Boise State. Pete will have stats when we come back next on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Looking to buy quality used trucks, trailers, equipment, or attachments? Look no further than Boise West Equipment. At Boise West Equipment, we sell all makes and models for your needs. Spring, summer, winter, or fall, no matter the season, we've got it all. We're your local trusted source for all your heavy equipment needs. Visit us Monday through Friday right along the freeway in Boise. Remember, at Boise West Equipment, we have one or we'll find one. Come see us today and go Broncos.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Boucher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
When it comes to custom apparel, you want the best quality at competitive prices, and that's what we're all about at the Idaho Shirt Company. We print for some of the biggest names in the game: Nike, Hoka, Puma, and best of all, Boise State. If you're ready to elevate your brand or team, come visit our new retail store and production facility in Boise, and follow us on Instagram at Idaho Shirts, or visit idahoshirts.com to get your quote today. The Idaho Shirt Company, America's source for custom apparel, a proud partner of Boise State Athletics.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Boise State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome to the Ford Bronco Football Halftime Show. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos. This is Pete Cavender sitting high above the blue turf here at Albertson Stadium. As Boise State has their home opener of the season up on Eastern Washington, 30-7 at the break. So let's check the first half stats presented by Bud Light, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. Looking at Boise State, they have 155 yards rushing at half to the Eagles 73. Passing, the Broncos have 185 yards to the air to the Eagles 71. Tally up all the offensive plays. Boise State has 33 of them for 340 yards. The Eagles 39 offensive plays, but just 144. Looking at a few individual stats. We'll start with the Eagles. Jared Taylor, the quarterback, just 10 for 20 throwing so far tonight for 71 yards, but he's also the leading rusher for Eastern Washington with 52 yards on 13 carries, and their lone scorer with the rushing carry there. You look at Bell and Yetz, they have 3 carries apiece. Bell has 17 yards. Yetz just 4, so Boise State doing a nice job stopping the run. The passing game, Conquest is leading the Eagles in receptions with 3. He's got just 18 yards, and Branch and Yetz have 2 catches apiece. Looking at Boise State, Maddox Madsen, just 8 for 15. That's 53% completion percentage. Would like to see that tick up here in the second half while he's still got opportunities, but has thrown for 185 yards and a touchdown in this game. His top pass catchers is Matt Lauder. He's got 3 catches for 37 yards. Chris Marshall has 2 catches for 66. And Ben Ford has a big 60-yard touchdown catch from the Mad Dog. Leading the team in rushing is Sire Gaines, that's had 7 carries so far in this game for 81 yards. That's 12 yards per carry average. Also has a touchdown. The transfer from Fresno State, Malik Sherrod, has scored a touchdown against Boise State and now scored one for the Broncos. He's got 6 carries for 41 yards and that touchdown, as we said there. Looking at Boise State's defense, they're being led by Ty Benefield and Mickey, who's had a great first half. You look at Benefield's got 6 tackles for them solo. Mickey, 6 tackles. All 6 of them are solo. He's also got a tackle for a loss, a strip, fumble, a recovery as well. You look for the Eagle defense. Carter's leading the way with 5 tackles there. So today's halftime stats were brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Hey, Bronco fans, Albertsons is taking charge to provide hunger relief with Sacks for Hunger. For every sack recorded by the Boise State defense, Albertsons will donate $500 to the Idaho Food Bank. Cheer on the Broncos and Albertsons. They tackle hunger 1 sack at a time, as Boise State was able to get 1 there in the first half. So that's 5 on the season. We'd love to see more in the second half as well. And that is your first half halftime show from here at Albertson Stadium. This is Pete Cavender, and you're listening to Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fans section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When should you file for Social Security? Unfortunately, 96% of Americans lose an average of $111,000 in Social Security income that's rightfully theirs. And it's because they file for their benefits at the wrong time. There's an easy way to avoid this. by getting a free Social Security analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 208-907-7820. This free, customized analysis could help you get every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Call 208-907-7820. 208-907-7820. Boss Retirement Solutions is proud to be an official sponsor of Boise State Athletics.
Boise State Athletics are not current clients of Boss and were compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit bossretirement.com/Boise State Disclosure.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Not sure where to go when you need health insurance? Check out Your Health Idaho. It's Idaho's health insurance marketplace, where it's easy to compare plans from well-known companies and save on monthly premiums. If you've recently moved, lost your job or current coverage, or had a baby, you could qualify for new coverage and apply for a tax credit. Make sure you apply and enroll within 60 days of the event. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org.
Welcome back to the Ford Bronco Football Halftime Show. Ford is the official truck of the Broncos. Boise State on top of the first half, 30-7. We'd like to thank our youth football teams for joining us today as part of Shields' youth football program. Shields is working with our community to bring a local youth football team to every home game to cheer on the Broncos. Shields, proud partner of Boise State athletics and sports fans everywhere. Bob Beeler, Pete Cavender here after one half in the books. Broncos up 30-7. Pete, what impressed you the most about this first half?
Well, I just think the domination at the line of scrimmage. You look at Boise State, they ran for 155 yards. They haven't given up any sacks. On the other side of the ball, the defensive line's done a nice job creating pressure against the Eagles. Really, the only thing that's hurt the Broncos is Taylor's running ability, where he's had 13 carries for 52 yards and their lone touchdown of the night.
And what would you say is the biggest thing you want to see them work on in the third quarter?
I'd like to see more kind of just guys getting out there. I like seeing kind of backups in there. I like seeing, obviously, getting Jaden Mickey in there, some guys that we didn't see last week. Again, get some guys some good playing experience. Again, keep trying to play clean, fundamentally sound, and not make those mistakes.
Take a final timeout. Be back to get the third quarter underway. Eastern Washington will receive the third quarter kickoff. More to come on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Boucher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
Hey Bronco fans, Bob Beeler here to tell you all about Event Rent, the official partner of Boise State Athletics. Whether you're planning a wedding, corporate event, backyard party, or the ultimate Broncos game day tailgate, Event Rent has everything you need. They offer tailgate packages all season long, so you can be the MVP of every home game celebration. My preferred choice when choosing rentals is Event Rent, conveniently located on Eagle Road just off the freeway. Check them out and visit IdahoEventRent.com.
Hello. Hello, is this Pacific Source Health Plans?
This is a health plan.
I'm trying to reach Pacific Source. I know I'll get a person on the phone when I call them.
What do you think I am?
I mean, you sound like a person.
That's what counts.
Automated systems can do a lot, even sound a lot like people. What automated systems can't do is offer the quality our members rely on: empathy. When you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll talk to a person who cares.
What did you say your name was?
Nexa 9000.
Hmm.
30-7, Boise State in front of Eastern Washington. As we approach the top of the hour, 9 o'clock Mountain Time. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Albertsons, the official grocer and tailgate headquarters for the Broncos. You can shop Albertsons for all your game day favorites, and be sure to download the Albertsons Deals and Delivery app to save big. Football tonight. Tomorrow, the volleyball team back in action. Noon game against Oregon State at Bronco Gym, and then Sunday at BOISE Soccer Field, Boise State will host UTEP at 1 o'clock. We are set to go for the third quarter. The Broncos will kick off. They will kick it from right to left, which is towards the river end of the field, kicking it towards the north end zone construction site.
I'll tell you, just coming to buy a ticket to see the progress on that north end zone project alone is probably worth the price of admission. Obviously, Boise State's put a few fireworks in there, too.
Our kickoffs this season presented by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. It'll be Boomer to kick off. He's had touchbacks every single time. And let's see who is going to return it for Eastern Washington. It will be Noah Cronquist, who is a fifth-year senior, all 5 years at Eastern Washington. And it's out of the end zone. Doesn't even land in the orange.
Old Blitz, the T-Dog, getting some pretty good workout today, too.
Yeah, a lot of kickoffs.
And him having to flip sidelines, too, hasn't slowed him down either. But visually, just looks kind of weird, just the sideline switch. I don't think it's ever happened in Boise State history where they're on the western side of the field.
Boise State will open with Virgin Morgan, Feely, Latu, and Steege, the starters in the defensive line. Rip and Notriani at linebackers, McCoy, Irby, Benefield, Washington, and looks like Phelps out there. Maybe 3 linebackers. Quick pass out in the flat on the left side, caught by Ohm. He'll pick up the better part of 8. Rip there for the stop. So Boise State opening in a 3-linebacker set, maybe against the running quarterback, might be their adjustment.
Yeah, I think you need a little bit more guys that bring a little bit more thump as opposed to athleticism with as much as Eastern Washington's running the ball.
So that means Mickey, who was the leading tackler, is not in the game right now. Handoff Yates. No, it's a fake. Taylor will keep it, and Taylor's going to get nothing. Notriani's going to make the stop in the middle of the field, and very quickly, Eastern Washington coming up to a big play on a 3rd and 1 from the 34.
Yeah, I think you say it perfectly. Very important, I know, very early here in the second half. This is a situation where Eastern Washington convert this 3rd down, continue to march on and try to make this a game, or put the ball right back to Boise, then get boat race from there.
3 out of 11 on 3rd downs. We've played a minute in the 3rd quarter. Eastern Washington will move 2 tight ends over to the right side. Taylor handed off on a fly sweep. They're going to get the first down. It's the reserve quarterback Bell, who's been in as a slot receiver. Bell will get 7. And the tackle made by Rip, his second tackle in the third quarter.
And pretty much all of the yardage of Eastern Washington has either come from the starting quarterback or backup quarterback playing a little bit of running back.
So from the 42-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They go without a huddle. This time they'll give the ball off to Yetz. Yetz will squeeze through for maybe 2. Notriani again trips him up. He's made a couple of tackles as well. So the linebackers, I think, have been involved in every single play in this quarter.
I believe that was Marco Notriani's 5th tackle here of the game.
2nd and 7 after a 3-yard pickup. Yet's the running back. We haven't seen yet the other running back, Malik Dotson, tonight. Bell in motion, high snap, fake to Bell. Taylor around the corner, gets thrown out of bounds around the line of scrimmage. Benefield and Irby there.
Yeah, just too much team speed there for Boise State's defense, for Eastern Washington to break that edge. Irby and Benefield, you said, were right there to shove out the quarterback. Taylor out of bounds.
So it's 3rd down now and 7 as they got nothing on the play. They need to get to the 48 of Boise State. Broncos now take a defensive lineman out, so they've got a 3-man front. Notriani cheating up, looking like he's going to blitz. He will. Taylor, quick throw over the middle, is going to pick up the 1st down. Ulm with the catch. Ulm kind of shakes the tackler and will get to the 40-yard line for a gain of 16. Virgin Morgan fought his way back upfield to make the stop.
Yeah, nice opening drive here in the second half for the Eagles.
And now timeout called by the Bronco defense on the very first drive of the third quarter. And they'll keep it here at this break. This season, Boise State football is partnered with Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Broncos, to bring you first downs for Bronco Life. For each Bronco first down, Mountain America donates $50 to the Bronco Life program. $35 yards now in 6 plays for Eastern Washington. It's 30-7 Broncos. And Eastern Washington has picked up a couple of third downs on this drive.
As we said earlier, kind of finding this matchup between Eastern Washington and Boise. For as inexperienced as the Eagles are, very, very mature, didn't flinch at all last week. They found themselves down 21-0 to Incarnate Word.
1st and 10 at the Bronco 40. Taylor has the snap in the pocket. Dumps it out. Ball caught by the running back, Yetz. Get just a couple. Boise State able to react quickly to that screen pass. Called Benefield's name a lot tonight. He was there.
Yeah, that was just smart there by the D-line, too. When you snip out that screen, you let the guy that's closest to the quarterback, the closest rusher, go, and everyone else bail to get to the screen. Boise State defensive line defended that perfectly.
2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain. Taylor has been the large part of the offense for Eastern Washington. They look over to the sidelines. Play clock down to 5. And another fly sweep gives it off to Bell. Benefield closes, makes another tackle. Call it a gain of maybe 2 or 3. Probably have a 3rd and 5 coming up.
And it's interesting that Bell, the backup quarterback's been running the football as often as he is. But again, in FCS, your limited scholarships is 65. So I'd assume your quarterbacks would be scholarships. And I'd probably assume by that higher caliber athletes, full assumption, again, probably better than your backup tailbacks is your backup quarterback are running the ball.
3rd and 5 here. Boise State needs the Western Heating and Air stop. 5 out of 13 for the Eagles, but they've got a couple on this drive. Taylor, fly sweep again to Bell. They have tried it one too many times. He'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Bone Phelps made the stop. And Boise State's defense was fanned out across the field, Pete. There was nowhere for him to make that left turn and get a gain.
Yeah, that's one advantage the Eagles do not have in this football game is overall team speed. You see the Eagles trying to run towards the sideline. But again, Boise State's defense far too fast merging to the football.
They think it's too long for a field goal, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 5. Empty set as Yates out of the backfield in motion to the left. 4 receivers are over there. Taylor gets the snap in the pocket, throws it left side. It's going to be caught, but short of the first down marker. And now they say Cronquist did not hold it, so the stop was made. But even if he had caught it, Pete, it was going to be short of the sticks, and the Broncos will get them turned over on down.
Yeah, not the most accurate pass there from quarterback Jared Taylor, but Marco Notriani, great job by him, a linebacker and a wide receiver, and the linebacker comes out on top in the pass game.
Let's take time out. Broncos up 30-7 after stopping them on 4th down. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the 35 when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Have you saved more than $300,000 for retirement? You may have a rare opportunity to save a small fortune in taxes when you retire that many other people don't have. Discover exactly how much money in taxes you could save with a free, customized retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free retirement tax savings analysis now by calling 208-907-7820. Many advisors charge thousands of dollars for a customized tax analysis, but this analysis is free, even if you're not a client. So call Boss Retirement Solutions today, 208-907-7820. That number again, 208-907-7820. Boss Retirement Solutions is proud to be an official sponsor of Boise State Athletics.
Boise State Athletics are not current clients of Boss and were compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit bossretirement.com/Boise State disclosure.
Looking for affordable storage? Look no further. Storage Self-Storage is family-owned and operated and the official self-storage partner of the Broncos. Whether it's storing personal treasures, holiday decorations, cleaning out your garage, storing your boat or RV, or even storing your entire household for the big move, we've got you covered at any of our 19 convenient locations serving the entire Treasure Valley, Donley, and McCall. Hop online at store.com because since 1972, we've been able to store it for you.
St. Luke's and Boise State are proud to be blue together, partners in education, research, and community health. Learn more at stluke'sonline.org. Eastern Washington had the ball first, moved it into Bronco territory, but stopped on 4th down. Boise State takes over at their own 35, leading at 30-7 with 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And I would be remiss to say, looking at Eastern Washington's defense in the field, that one of the greatest defensive backs in all of Boise State football, go back in the archives a few years, Wes Nurse, but a couple great pick sixes for Boise State, was a big part of their defense. Now the corners coach for Eastern Washington.
Nice. Of course, Zach Hill, who's on Boise State staff, quarterback's coach, was there before coming here the first time. Madsen will hand the ball off. Gaines is swarmed and somehow bounces off to get a loss of 5. Probably could have lost 7 or 8. Seemed like everybody was there. Andrew Beyer, our spotter, said Reed's son deserves the credit for the tackle.
Yeah, that was really Sire Gaines versus the world on that one, but Sire Gaines was able to keep his feet. Pretty impressive young man he is.
Yeah, I don't think tackling Sire Gaines would be high on my list of something I think I could do.
Probably just slightly easier than Ashton Genty, but still, it's very, very difficult.
Madsen gets the snap on 2nd and 15 over the middle. Gaines with the catch. Gaines across the 40 to the 41-yard line for a gain of 11. And now gives Boise State a very workable 3rd and 4 to have to work for.
And when I think about Sire Gaines and just the intensity he has, I mean, you look at a 17, 18-year-old kid and almost gives you shivers down your spine, even as a full-grown man. Intense, almost like a drill sergeant. It almost reminds me like the old movie Major Payne. That's why I'm going to call him Major Gaines for Sire Gaines.
3rd and 4, first catch of the game for Gaines. Broncos need to see the 45 for the first down. Madsen over the middle, catch made, first down. Caples caught it in a ton of traffic. He'll get into Eastern Washington territory. We'll call it a gain of 11 to Caples. Good on the tackle for Eastern Washington. But Latrell Caples gets the Mountain America first down, holding on in traffic.
Yeah, Latrell Caples, typically the kind of possession guy playing slot there for Boise State, comes up with his first grab of the night.
And that gives him now 98 for his career, over 1,000 yards career as well. Matson left side with a pass, caught in the backfield, across the 50, inside the 40. He'll be short of the first down. It's one of the tight ends. That may be Lauder that made the catch. It was. He'll pick up 8. And Matt with his 4th catch of the game. Drew Carter, one of the safeties on the tackle.
You've seen Boise State throw a couple of them here today. That was a screen there to the big tight end, Matt Lauder. Eastern Washington had it pretty well defended. You know, the Broncos gained 7 or 8 on that one.
He was a leading receiver in catches 6 times last year, Pete. Leader in yards 5. One of the better tight ends in the country. Madsen to Gaines, 2nd and 2. Gaines has the first down. He'll get close to the 35-yard line and then gets wrestled down by half the defense. Gain of 6 on the play, but another Mountain America first down for Boise State.
And again, Sire Gaines, just with that intensity, probably has the most fight out of anyone wearing blue and orange tonight, just refusing to go down no matter how many Eagle defenders jump on his back.
I was going to say, it looks like the game plan in this third quarter is everybody kind of converge on Gaines. Because every time he's touched the ball, there's been about 5 people there.
He's still averaging 9.1 yards a carry.
Helps when you get 46 on your first touch. Have a little wiggle room. Matson on 1st and 10. Matson looking left, throwing the ball and overthrew Ford. He was double covered and he tried to lead him.
And one thing Maddox Matson does, I think, really well is protect the football, but sometimes, and it wasn't really the situation there, sometimes you need to kind of force the issue to some degree, be a little bit of a gunslinger. Even though I like that Maddox Matson protects the football, I'd still like to see him go out there and try to wing it, maybe try to squeeze in some tight windows and make some big plays.
Matson over 200 yards for the 11th time in his career. He's thrown for 215, 11 completions out of 19. Run to the right to Sherrod, and a great ankle tackle by Eastern Washington. That hole was there, slipped through for 1. We'll give Drew Carter big credit for a very nice tackle.
Yeah, Malik Sherrod, bless his heart, just a little bit undersized at 175 pounds, so it doesn't take a whole lot to bring him down. Would love to see him kind of continue to drive his knees, pick up his feet. You said there, Bob, if he didn't get brought down by that shoelace tackle, that one might have gone to house.
Yeah, it looked like the hole was there. 3rd down and 9. Boise State needs to get to the 27. 30-7 Broncos, just under 6 to go in the third quarter. Broncos only 2 out of 6 on 3rd downs. Matson throws it right. Ball caught, first down. Ben Ford gets inside the 20 to the 19. We'll call it a pickup of 18. Landry on the tackle. Ben Ford with another catch. He had 4 against USF. 2 catches in this game. 1 for a first down there, 1 for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's having one heck of a senior season, too, and wearing number 82. Almost looks like the old, one of the great wide receivers of Boise State, Thomas Spurbeck.
Dave Ford deserves a lot of credit. A lot of guys would have transferred out. This is his 5th year with the program. Really his first year where he's in the game plan, if you will. And he's been big. Madsen, flip on a reverse, carrying it is Bates. Bates inside the 20, inside the 10. Bates will score. Cam Bates with his 2nd career rushing touchdown. This one goes for 20 yards, and the Broncos up the ante to 36-7.
Yeah, and that was a heck of a run there from Cam Bates on the fly sweep, too. Almost a little bit of a reverse action with the lead blocker. You see Cam Bates there a little bit slide to the left, slide to the right like the song before he punches in the end zone. Great running through the traffic by the youngster Cam Bates for a touchdown.
Freshman Moore will come on for the extra point. Touchdown comes with 4:55 to go in the third quarter. Moore, a freshman out of Vancouver, Washington. And his kick is up, and his kick is good. So let's give the awards. The touchdown presented by Store Itself Storage. The extra point presented by Nampa Floors and Interiors. And our scoring summary is presented by First Federal Bank, and the Broncos with their first possession of the third quarter. 10 plays, 65 yards, taking nearly 5 minutes off the clock. Matson was 3 out of 4 for 40 yards. Bates took the final 20 for the touchdown. Let's take a break. Broncos up 37-7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Boucher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team. Bronco fans, you bring the noise, and these restaurants bring the flavor. Our Boise State preferred restaurant partners include Anthony's, Chip Cookies, Costa Vida, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Guthrie's, Paddles Up Poke, Ruth's Chris, Taco Bell, and Tucanos. Show them some love for supporting your Broncos next time you grab a bite.
Tackle game day with the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide with an ice-cold fountain drink at one of the concession stands. 37-7 Broncos, 4:55 left in the third. Been a good night.
Yeah, it has been a good night for Boise State. They desperately needed it after all Broncos of all forms been licking their wounds since last Thursday at our trip to Tampa. Obviously, tons of season left to play.
I think you make a case looking ahead to Air Force on the 20th. Boise State will have a bye next week. It's the first Mountain West game. It's a road game. I think you make a case it's the most important game of the season.
I would agree, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how Air Force plays at Utah State next week to kind of just get a gauge a little bit on how the Mountain West is going to be this season.
Utah State at Texas A&M tomorrow as Boomer is going to kick it out of the end zone. So another touchback on a Bills heating and air conditioning kickoff. Yeah, I wouldn't think much of San Jose State's chances at Texas. Probably not much Utah State at A&M. Tomorrow, the three games that I think are the most interesting in the league. UCLA at UNLV.
Yep.
Fresno State at Oregon State. And San Diego State at Washington State.
Agreed. An interesting game as well would be Idaho State, Cody Hawkins taking on Jason Eck, the former Vandal coach down in New Mexico, too. Reunion for those two.
I didn't see the New Mexico-Michigan game, but seeing the score was like 34-17, I was shocked it was as close as it was.
Especially considering who New Mexico lost from transfer.
Run up the middle. Taylor again. He's got the first down and more. Out to the 43-yard line for a gain of 18. Johnson on the tackle for Boise State's defense.
Yeah, Taylor just took advantage of Boise State's blitz after got past the first wave of defenders. Nothing but blue turf in front of him.
Taylor's run it for about 70 yards now. Yetz will carry, lose a yard. In there was David Latu, the transfer from BYU. Taylor's also thrown for 98, 13 of 24. Second down and 11. The next snap of the ball comes. There'll be less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 37-7. Boise State in front. Beautiful moon now rising over the top of Albertson Stadium. Taylor rushed by Notriani. Had to throw the ball and threw it away. Is it intercepted or trapped? They're going to say trapped. McCoy couldn't quite save it. He was like a center fielder trying to come up with a catch off the grass.
Yeah, that was poor throwing fundamentals there by Jared Taylor, who almost jumped through it. Hear every quarterback say you need to have a good foundation, feet in the turf. Caused an inaccurate pass and almost had an Amari McCoy interception because of it.
3rd and 11, 5 out of 14 on the Western Heating and Air third downs. Broncos up 37-7. Right side, running back Yetz with the catch. Yetz will get out across the 45, maybe to the 46. Jaden Mickey in there with the tackle. And they get about 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 4th down and a little too much for Eastern Washington to go for it. Sherrod will go back to the 10 to return the Ogles punt. See what Sherrod can do with this one. Jaden Virgin Morgan almost got to him. Sherrod will take the catch, the 9, and fall down there. Nice punt, 46 yards, no return for Ogles, and Boise State will start around the 10-yard line with a 1st and 10. Take a break. Boise State in command of this one, leading by 30, 37-7 with 2:59 left on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Looking to buy quality used trucks, trailers, equipment, or attachments? Look no further than Boise West Equipment. At Boise West Equipment, we sell all makes and models for your needs. Spring, summer, winter, or fall, no matter the season, we've got it all. We're your local trusted source for all your heavy equipment needs. Visit us Monday through Friday right along the freeway in Boise. Remember, at Boise West Equipment, we have one or we'll find one. Come see us today and go Broncos.
Bronco fans, looking for a bank that bleeds blue and helps enhance your financial well-being? What about a bank that is based in Idaho and has served the Gem State for over 110 years? And proudly supports Boise State. Look no further than First Federal Bank, offering best-in-class banking products and services, like our rewards checking account, where you can earn an incredible 5.01 annual percentage yield. To learn more, visit bankfirstfed.com. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
Attention Boise State fans, follow the Broncos on their road to glory straight to Reno, and there's no better place to stay than J Resort. J Resort has the newest, most luxurious hotel rooms in Reno and an exclusive special rate just for Boise State fans, plus no resort fees. Enjoy free shuttle service to and from the game and game day food specials. Don't wait, visit jresortreno.com and use offer code Boise25 to claim this special Boise Broncos fan rate. Make J Resort your game day go-to.
Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Boise State gets the football back on their own 10 after the punt, leading 37-7. Pete, they have dominated this game from the very first drive that they scored on. They've outgained Eastern Washington now by 200 yards, 405 to 205.
And nothing against Eastern Washington, but that's what you would expect with the Boise State against an FCS. Just sheer domination. Of course, it hasn't all been perfect. I tell you what, Boise State looks night and day difference compared to how they looked 8 days ago in Tampa.
I'll be interested to see what South Florida does with Florida tomorrow.
Yeah, agreed. And they have a tough test the week after against Miami as well, who just beat Notre Dame, the team that was the college football championship game last year.
That was a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Might have been a win for Miami because they were at home. It went back and forth.
That'll be the side of the national championship game this year, too. Hard Rock Stadium.
Capel's in motion left to right. Madsen in the pistol. Hands it off. Bouncing outside after a couple of tacklers couldn't quite bring him down. Gaines with the carry and pretty exciting no gain on the play.
Yeah, and again, it's just Sire Gaines refuses to go down off the first tackler, second tackler. It's going to take a team effort to bring the sophomore down. Or he's take it back. Freshman was able to redshirt last year after his injury against Portland State.
Dalen Matoyer now in at right tackle. He and Hall Schmidt have both played in the game. Carrion has gone all the way at right guard. Holmes still at center. Steele and Casey on the left side. Madsen with Gaines in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Madsen looks to throw. Good protection. Throwing it long down the middle. And he just overthrew Cam Bates. Good coverage by Marsh. But Bates did have a step on him and just couldn't quite catch it.
Yeah, Maddox Madsen's ball just had another step there on Cam Bates as well. Pretty nice chance. Maddox Madsen doesn't take a whole lot of deep shots that often, but that was a pretty good one there that just missed by a few inches.
Never been a better time to get a great deal on a Ford truck or SUV than at your Idaho Ford Stores Ford, the official truck of the Broncos. 3rd and 10, Boise State at their own 10-yard line. Trying to get a little room for Oscar Doyle to punt. Mattson to throw. Big rush comes. Mattson over the middle. Caught by Marshall. He's got the Mountain America first down. Out across the 30 to the 31. Carter with the tackle, but a 21-yard gain to Chris Marshall.
Yeah, Chris Marshall's had a couple nice grabs. I believe that's his 3rd of the football game. And you can see he's just a little bit different compared to Boise State's other wide receivers. Just has that athleticism, certainly looks the part. He's starting to play the part for Boise State, too.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, so it's Boise State some working room. Capel's in motion, left to right. Mattson to the right, scrambling, trying to run, gets by Jackson. Mattson turns on the Jets and gets out of bounds. He'll skip out of bounds just short of the first down. They pick up between 8 and 9, depending on where they mark it down. And, you know, Maddox Mattson to me is smart.
Yeah.
He sees Tylen Jackson at 6'5", 260, chasing him, and it looked like he threw it into that extra gear to get out of bounds and not get hit.
Yeah, sometimes it's like the thing when you're running from the bear. You just have to be faster than the man behind you. And that's exactly what Mad Dog is doing.
2nd and 2, 38-yard line. This could be Madsen's last drive of the game, especially if it ends in a touchdown. Mattson back to pass, throws it left side, and it's caught by Bates. Defender for Eastern Washington was draped all over him. It's going to be a short gain, 3 or 4.
Actually looks like that was Matt Wagner that came up with the catch, and gosh, we'd probably give him a lot more praise too if you didn't have an NFL tight end playing in front of him and Matt Lauder.
That player for Eastern Washington hadn't been all over him. I might have been able to see 88. I just saw the 8 and guessed. Mattson under center. They get the Mountain America first down at the 42. Broncos leading this thing 37-7. Handoff right side, Gaines. Gaines can't turn the corner. Jackson will make the tackle. Call it no gain, 2nd and 10 at the 42.
Yeah, I'm sure Sire Gaines would love to get the century mark where he did that last year in his first college game at Georgia Southern. Just needs about 18 yards. His last 2 carries, he's gained 0.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 2nd quarter took a long time. 3rd quarter went pretty quick. We'll take a break. 3rd quarter over. Broncos ahead by 30, 37-7. More to come on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fans section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As an agriculture company rooted in our connection to food, farming, and the land, we are always looking for new ways to carry forward the Simplot legacy of bringing Earth's resources to life. The world of agriculture is much different from nearly a century ago when our founder, J.R. Simplot, started the company. But one constant remains: the land we cultivate. Whether we're mining and manufacturing plant nutrients, feeding cattle, or growing and producing food, we are stewards of the land, securing a bountiful future for generations to come.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohls.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
Anthony's Restaurant, family owned and operated, bringing the Boise community fresh Pacific Northwest seafood flown directly into town. It's located on the ground floor of Simplot headquarters, and there's free validated parking in the Simplot garage every time you dine. 3 quarters in the books. Boise State ahead, 37-7 over Eastern Washington.
And again, if you've not had a chance to come down here to Albertson Stadium to check out the new Jumbotron, the speakers, the lights, the fireworks show we just saw in the fourth quarter. Truly, we traveled to a lot of games. Bob obviously said a lot of different college game days and what they feel like. It's really hard to beat them here on the blue.
Next game will be the last Saturday in September against Appalachian State. I don't think we have a time set for that one. We know the Air Force game will be at 5 o'clock on the 20th. Madsen on this drive, 2 out of 3 so far, 24 yards. Madsen thrown for 255 in the game on 14 passes. Helps when you get 60 on one shot to Ford. Total offense favors the Broncos 437 to 205. Broncos are running for 182 tonight. I said I wanted 200 as a team, which I think they're going to get. We'll see if we can get Gaines to 100. As you said, Pete, he needs 18.
And 18 would get Boise to 200 as a team as well.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Madsen avoids the rush. Throws the pass. It's completed. Marshall, nice catch at the Eastern 40. Escapes the tackler. Goes down the sidelines. Oh, and he got tripped up inside the 15 around the 12. Marsh saved the tackle. But a nifty 46-yard catch. Madsen to Marshall. I don't know how they didn't get him. He got away from them and almost scored.
Yeah, Chris Marshall made the Tire Eagle defense do the hokey pokey and turn him all around as he was making his moves and was so close to busting that to being one heck of a highlight of a touchdown. You see Chris Marshall just has a little bit of that it factor, a little bit different compared to other Boise State wide receivers.
307 is the most that Madsen has thrown for in a game. That was against San Diego State. He's now thrown for 301 tonight. Hands it off Gaines. Gaines up the middle. Pushes the pile forward to about the 7. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 coming up. Early stages, fourth quarter, 37-7 Boise State.
And again, just the sense of urgency, the effort, the passion the Broncos are playing with, so much improved compared to week 1.
Broncos could get a first down at the 2. Bates, Lauder, and Penry all to the left. Wagner to the right. Gaines behind Madsen. Looks like about a 6-man line for Eastern. Handoff Gaines. Gaines fighting to the 2. Pushing his way. He'll get to the 1 and get the Mountain America first down. It was Gaines against about 5 guys that time, and they just couldn't bring him down until 1 yard away.
And again, just for an 18-year-old kid to carry 20, 21, 22-year-old men on his back, truly, truly impressive by the youngster tailback for the Broncos, Sire Gaines.
Let's see where they go with 1st and goal at the 1. High formation. Set it up to Gaines. Flag is down. If it's holding against Boise State, the Gaines 1-yard run will be wiped out. And I think it will be.
Holding. Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Nays first down.
Roger Carry-On with the hold. Pete had a conversation with Roger's family, Roger's mom, Roger's grandfather and grandmother. They were outside as I was getting ready to go on our tailgate show today and hear from Jal, New Mexico.
Wow, very cool. I do know I love the mindset of Roger Carry-On. He just, snorts football. He just absolutely loves it and plays with a different set of passion once he gets in the field of play.
So it's 1st down and goal back at the 11. Fake to Gaines. Madsen looking to throw. Back of the end zone, overthrew Bates. A little bit lower. Bates might have had a shot at it.
I think Mad Dog got a little bit excited at that one and put a little bit too much mustard on it because of it.
I think it was O'Leary that might have been on the coverage, or maybe Landry. There are 0s, there are 6s, there are 8s, all pretty tough to distinguish. Second down and goal at the 11. Madsen in the shotgun. Going to run it to Gaines. Gaines gets 5 back. Get to the 6 where it'll be 3rd and goal at the 6. Pete, you were talking about something you wanted with an FCS game to start.
Yeah, I think if I was going to try to change college football, I'd make a preseason game where every FBS plays every FCS, and that doesn't really count. It's a good warm-up for the FBSs. It's a good opportunity for the FCSs. I think it'd be brilliant.
But where I was going with it, the rule, if I had one rule that I could put in, the team that has the easier to read numbers starts ahead 7-0.
Yeah, that's been a rule of yours for, I think, 17th years I've been sitting next to you at least.
Hasn't gotten much traction.
No.
Third down. Madsen flushed out of the pocket. Madsen, end zone, touchdown. And it's Ben Ford with his second touchdown catch of the game. Maddox Madsen from 6 yards out.
Yeah, that was picture-perfect scramble mode there for Boise State, especially Ben Ford. When things break down, you got to find some open holes and help the quarterback out. That's exactly what the senior Ben Ford did. And he got benefited with the second touchdown grab of the night.
Touchdown presented by Store Itself Storage. Broncos convert in the Coastline Equipment red zone. Now for the Nampa Floors and Interiors extra point, it's Moore. And Moore's kick is up, and Moore's kick is good. So Boise State has now extended their lead to 44-7. As we take a look at the First Federal Bank scoring drive, 91 yards in 13 plays, took 6:02 off the clock. Madsen was 4 of 6 for 76 yards, 66 of it to Marshall on 2 catches. We'll take time out. Broncos in command on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Boucher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
Looking for more college football action? Check out the College Football Blitz. It's free just by going to the Varsity Network app. It's the college football audio version of the NFL Red Zone channel, and it goes Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Just search College Football Blitz on the Varsity Network app. Boise State on top 44-7. Benefield has now surged ahead in tackles. He has 9, Mickey 7. Irby and Notriani with 6. Looking at some of the other statistics.
Yeah, that's been one of the better improvements for this team is just overall tackling by the defense.
Leading rusher is Gaines with 98 yards. He needs 2 more to get to 100 for the second time in his career. Marshall now the leading receiver with 132. Ben Ford with 82. Ben Ford has 2 touchdowns. And it's another touchback for Boise State on a Bills heating and AC kickoff. Madsen's thrown for a career best 307, or career best tying 307. He threw for 307 and 4 touchdowns last year against San Diego State.
Yeah, just so happy for Ben Ford, who's been fighting injury most of his career. Had 4 catches all of last season, had 4 catches just last week against South Florida. that follows up that performance with the 3-catch, 2-touchdown performance here tonight.
Interviewed Ben on the radio show this week and didn't ask him, what his favorite one was, but at the end of the season, he may have a lot to pick from. Taylor chased and threw it away. Williams was pursuing. Who's one of the most humble guys? Is Matt Miller. Had him on as an assistant coach. Matt Miller, one of the greatest receivers in Boise State history. I asked him if he had a favorite catch, and he kind of soft-pedaled it. He had so many to pick.
He does. My favorite of his, though, is he was a freshman that helped beat your Georgia Bulldogs inside slant.
That was his first touchdown.
Yep.
Hand off to Bell on the sweep. And Bell's maybe going to get a yard. I think they're going to spot him for no gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up for Eastern Washington.
And again, it's guys like Ben Ford or guys like Ashton Genty that proves you don't have to change locations to be successful. Ben Ford have been very easy for him to go somewhere else, but then he has to learn another playbook and another system and get together with another quarterback. Sometimes it's easier just to stay patient, stay put, and earn your spot on the field.
And he's having a whale of a redshirt senior year. Played quarterback at Eagle High School. Taylor, quarterback draw, now decides to pull up and throw it and gets it to Ulm, and it's just underthrown. Good coverage from Boise State. Travis Anderson on the stop, or on the deflection. And it's 4th down, so another 3rd down stop presented by Western Heating and Air.
Again, it's Boise State causing some havoc there at the defensive line. A little quarterback draw, last second pull back and toss it out. Incomplete pass there for the Eagles.
Ogles on to punt. Punting from the 25. High kick. And it's going to go out of bounds. I think it's going to end up not being overly long. They'll mark it out close to the 50-yard line. Right at the 50-yard line, so just the 25-yard punt. The timeout on the field. Boise State with 10:59 to go in the game leads Eastern Washington 44-7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of Boise State Athletics and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or your loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Broncos.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit one prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
At Select Health, we believe health insurance should be simple. And when we say simple, we mean simple. So we'll get right to the point. We'll never stop working to provide you with clear, easy to understand coverage and benefits that give you faster, better access to care. Because helping you get the care you need is the entire reason we exist. It's really that simple. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
When the Broncos need to move, they count on Airvan. Airvan is the official mover of the Broncos. 44-7, Boise State. 10:59 remaining in the fourth quarter. Boise State going to head to 1-1 on the season. They're going to win their 13th straight at home, which will move them into sole possession of fourth place on the streak. Alabama probably will beat Louisiana Monroe tomorrow to get
that hot seat. I feel the heat from here, though.
Oh, that's true.
Kellen DeBoer And again, I shake my head. I'm not sure why Nick Saban didn't handpick the replacement. They had the culture, they had everything set in place, and to totally tear that down to start fresh, that was just a tough position, I think, for DeBoer to take.
Georgia plays Austin Peay. They probably will have no problem to extend to 34. Max Cutforth in the game, hands off to Dylan Riley. Riley with a nice gain of 6 or so. Touchdown saving tackle by Landry for Eastern Washington. Washington at 21 should extend to 22 over UC Davis, one would think. I don't know what Oklahoma State has this year, but they're in Eugene as the Ducks try to extend their record to 17 straight at home.
I have a feeling that's going to be a little one-sided there up in Eugene for the Ducks.
I think everybody in the top 5 will win.
Yeah.
Cutforth gets the snap, looking downfield, throws it over the middle, and threw it at the feet of the intended receiver, Kumante Williams.
Yeah, Max Cutforth there. You see getting some play now for Maddox Madsen, who finishes his night 16 for 26 for 307 yards. That's 62% completion percentage and 2 touchdowns, both to Ben Ford. Keep in mind, he's also rushed for 35 yards, his own rushing touchdown, too.
307 ties a career high. And once again, doesn't throw an interception. Run to the right. Riley, running room, 30, 20, 15, gets close to the 10 and gets crunched out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 10. Gain of 34 for Dylan Riley. Messiah Washington on the tackle for Eastern Washington.
Yeah, it's so easy to get kind of caught up in Sire Gaines, Malik Sherrod, but Dylan Riley, one heck of a tailback in himself, too.
And you know, sometimes at the end of the game, it's harder when you've got backups playing because those guys have more effort because this is their chance to get in there.
Especially on national TV, like for Eastern Washington. Don't get on national TV all that often.
Riley, well, I think was going to get the carry, but Cutforth turned right. Riley went by him to the left side. They'll end up losing a couple. I think that was kind of a busted play.
Yeah, this is actually the second time that happened, too. Mad Dog and Sire Gaines did it in the first half, and now Cutforth there, and Dylan Riley the second. Again, just trying to get those preseason first game errors out of the way. You can see still some lingering here in week 2.
Rasmussen and Schmidt now right guard, right tackle. Holmes is the center. Kyneth in the game with Cox on the left side. This time handoff right side to Riley. Riley getting close to the 5-yard line. He'll get down to the 6 where it'll be 3rd and goal. Broncos up 44-7. We roll under 9 minutes to go. Quentin Brown will check in as a wide receiver.
A lot of really good young talent on this Broncos squad. Spencer Danielson's done a heck of a job recruiting, but hey, when you make the college football playoff, recruiting gets a little bit easier too.
Well, and also I think they've done maybe their best job recruiting the people that are on the team to stay.
Agreed.
I think retention
Agreed.
has been absolutely huge.
Not only with the players, but the staff too.
Cutforth claps his hands, gets the snap, looks for the end zone. Cutforth throws it, and intended for Whitlock. It's incomplete. Some wrestling between Ian, one of the defensive backs for Eastern Washington, but no foul either way. 4th down, they're going to bring the field goal team out.
Yeah, if it wasn't a 44-7 game, that might have been a flag there against Eastern Washington. A little extracurricular activity after that incomplete pass.
And Kanan Moore will try for the kick. He made a field goal in the first half of 35 yards. This will go for 24. Right in the middle. Got a freshman out of Vancouver, Washington. Try to make it 47-7. And the kick is no good.
And Boise State's got to be better there. That's 2 missed field goals in this game by one each by their kickers.
And again, tonight, not a big deal.
Agreed, but again, down the road, it could be.
Absolutely. So the Broncos get stopped. Had the ball for nearly 3 minutes. And we got another timeout on the field. 44-7 Broncos take it on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Dear Traction, Toyota has 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. The RAV4 has legendary versatility. The Grand Highlander's adult-sized third row is for real. And the Tacoma's wild side comes standard. From job sites to campsites and game nights, there's an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive Toyota to get you there in style. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
You guys like my new Broncos hoodie? It just saved me 20% on my oil change.
Wait, what?
Every Friday, get 20% off at Valvoline Instant Oil Change when you wear your Broncos gear. No appointment, and you stay in your car while they work.
That's smoother than our tailgate playlist.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is the official oil change partner of the Boise State Broncos. Visit VIOC.com/Broncos.
Football games have many twists and turns, and so does life. Your Health Idaho is here to help Bronco Nation find the coverage you need when you have a life-changing event. You're in need of quality health insurance. Visit yourhealthidaho.org to learn more. So missed field goal gives the ball back. Because it was inside the 20, the ball will come back to the 20 for the Eagles. But it's 44-7 Broncos. Still Jared Taylor at quarterback. 14 of 28 for 102 yards passing. Leading rushers 16 of 70. And he'll get the snap, run the ball. Looked like maybe he was thinking of pitching, didn't, kept it. And he'll get 6 yards out to the 26-yard line. Tough runner, tough kid.
He is a tough kid, but they also need to be careful and protect him from himself to some degree. They got a lot to play for still, too, in the FCS, the Big Sky.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you lost to number 5 Incarnate Word in the non-conference game on the road and losing at FBS, that doesn't mean your season's over. You got a lot of Big Sky games left that could go either way.
Exactly. These guys can still make the FCS playoffs.
2nd and 4. Throwing the ball long left side. And it's incomplete. We got a late flag coming. It was thrown by the other quarterback, Bell. And maybe Demetrius Freeney that was on the coverage.
And that looked pretty ticky-tacky to me, especially at this point in the game.
Came kind of late, too.
And from the official, that really wasn't right there either. I always find it funny when the official 10 yards away from the play doesn't see it, but the one 40 yards away certainly did.
So they'll pass interference. Defense, number 14. Ball is placed at the spot of foul. An automatic. First down.
So the sticks will move. Crowd doesn't like it on the review. Alm was the intended receiver. Yeah, he kind of grabbed the jersey a little bit.
Grab.
Okay. Bell is the quarterback, so they've decided to go with the backup here, and Bell nearly sacked. Spencer Lane, the second, was giving him pressure. Transferred from Arizona. Incomplete pass.
And again, Boise State been able to create pressure just with their down defensive linemen. Pretty impressive. That's the biggest asset to a defense. We can get that pressure without having to bring many blitzers.
I think I've got to go along with Aaron Betts. We were talking about it. I think smart move, get Taylor out of the game.
Agreed.
High snap over Bell's head. He's short, but gets a nice bounce. Bell will run it up to the 40, 45, 47-yard line. He's going to end up with 6 or 7 yards on the scramble, making something out of nothing. The transfer from Eastern Washington, Derek Cantor Jr. was in on the play. Had over 90 tackles last year at Eastern Washington.
That could have been a disastrous play there, almost a scoop and score opportunity for Boise State, but instead Bell did a nice job recovering and trying to pick up extra yardage on that one.
Third down and 5. Bell, the backup quarterback, throwing it long, left side. Cronquist is out there, caught it in stride, and it'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of 51 on the pass play. Nice pass by Bell. Banks saved the touchdown.
Yeah, I think Eastern Washington should have done that a little bit more in this game. They've thrown a few deep balls, but it was more kind of sneaking out a guy late and throwing across field. The deep shot right there on that one beat Banks deep. A perfect throw beats perfect defense every time.
So they've got a first and goal officially, it looks like, on the 4. 4 receivers go to the left. Bell, the quarterback, scrambles to the right. No one home. A flag is down. That touchdown will come back. Going to be a holding call against Eastern Washington, I would think. Bronco hobbling up to his feet is Lane.
Offense,
looks like maybe he was
number
cut.
70, 10-yard penalty. Their main first down.
Looks like it's Sterling Lane that got a little cut block there and had to hobble off, but looks to be okay.
Bronco defense trying to keep them out of the end zone. Only 1 touchdown has been given up tonight.
Looks like the
It was
Broncos
a
call
5-yard
timeout.
run by Taylor. Why not? Regroup. 6:06 to go in the game.
Yeah, we were just talking about, again, everything's a practice opportunity, so this could be a good opportunity for some of this backup defense for Boise State to try to get a goal line stand.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco football. When Latrell scores, Jackson pours. Anytime Latrell Capel scores a touchdown, Jackson's will give Let's Go reward members a 49-cent any-size fountain drink at Jackson's or Extra Mile by Jackson's on the Monday following the game. Jackson says, let's go. You can download the Let's Go Rewards app or visit jacksons.com/Broncos for more details.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate looking a little bit at Eastern Washington's bench. You're actually bringing out looks like some EMTs are bringing out a hospital bed type of situation out for potentially an injured Eastern Washington player. Looking over the sidelines, and it looks like in front of their bench, right about the 30-yard line on our side, there's a player kind of laying down on a cart. Not sure who he is, but hopefully he's okay. A couple of Boise State trainers jog over too to make sure that everything's all right. Kind of looks like it's almost Jared Taylor, but I hate to be wrong in assuming that.
Well, one of the numbers is 5, the second number.
Yeah, I kind of recognize just from his cleats and his way I was wearing his socks, so that's why I think it was.
And he's
Taylor.
not in the game, and you wonder maybe at this stage, you're hoping for something like maybe dehydration or, where it can be fixed pretty easily.
Yeah, anytime you kind of see that gurney kind of brought out, it's scary for everyone. You see Boise State, more trainers going over there to at least offer their assistance.
.606 remaining, 44-7, Boise State in front.
You just hope whoever the Eastern Washington player is that he's doing all right.
Moving his arm, so that's a good sign.
obviously these situations, I'd rather see coaches and training staff be overly cautious than not.
On the go and want to stay connected to live college sports anywhere in the country, you can download the free Varsity Network app available on Apple and Android. With new features this season, it's easier than ever to listen and keep up with your favorite team. Don't miss a moment. Get the Varsity Network app now. And bring on back to school at Kohl's. From on-trend outfits to everyday styles, find looks your kids will love at prices you'll love when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. A timeout on the field. Let's take a break. 44-7 Broncos, 6:06 left on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Attention, Bronco Nation. Don't let illness call the plays this season. Make sure you are up to date on your wellness immunizations so you can maintain a strong defense all season long. Getting vaccinated against serious preventable diseases such as measles, mumps, rubella, polio, whooping cough, and the flu is an easy win for you and your team. Keep your health in championship form. Talk to your healthcare provider today about your wellness vaccines, because an immunized Idaho is a healthy Idaho. This public health reminder is brought to you by the Idaho Immunization Coalition.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
44-7, Boise State in front with 6:06 remaining. And they continue to attend to the player for Eastern Washington on the bench.
You see more Eastern Washington players, coaches all getting around the player. Believe it is Jared Taylor, but not 100% confident on that one. You can see this is affecting that entire Eagle sideline.
And right now the entire team is going over there as play continues. Excuse me, as I should say, before play continues.
And even though the injured player is far off on the sidelines, I think the official is doing the smart thing and holding play here, making sure that the injured individual is taken care of.
All of a sudden, the backup quarterback, Bell, was in the game throwing, and I have to say I just sort of assumed at the point that they just made a switch because, you know, it's fourth quarter and the score's not really that close. And then all of a sudden, Pete, you spotted on the sideline the...
Yeah, I noticed an ambulance kind of coming in behind the football facility here at Boise State. Wasn't sure if that was maybe an injured player or maybe injured fan. Someone tripped or maybe had too many adult beverages. But no, this was a player, obviously, and we just hope whatever the situation is okay as the entire Eastern Washington team is taking a knee around him. Looking at the play, actually does look like it is Jared Taylor. On one of the carries he had, he was running outside, cutting back, and took a big hit from a Bronco defender. I'm not sure if that was maybe concussion or maybe a stinger on the neck, but you can see him kind of walking off, kind of holding his head to some degree. You can tell he's grimacing and must have just almost collapsed there on the sideline.
And it is Jared Taylor. The Fox crew found the play that he was hit. Members of the Taylor family are down there. You can see up close to where Jared is laying right now. They're attending him to. There are people with the T-shirts with 15 Taylor on the back.
And I tell you what, it is so tough as a competitor, as a young male athlete. You just have so much fight. You want to prove to your team that you're not injured, you're not hurt. Sometimes the best situation there, especially if it is an upper head or neck type of injury, is obviously just stay on the turf. Do not move a muscle. Let the training staff come and help you out. Obviously a terrible way for this game to end on either side.
The stadium has gotten very, very quiet as everybody is looking at the sidelines for Eastern Washington.
And there's so many trainers around Jared Taylor. It's almost hard to see what they're doing or what they're working on over there as he's still kind of laying on the turf and have not put him up on the gurney yet.
The gurney now moving closer and being lowered. Hopefully, when they take him off the field to the ambulance, Pete, hopefully he'll be able to give a wave, and I'm sure at that point he'll get a very big ovation going off the field.
Yeah, and certainly heart and thoughts go out to his family, too. I'm sure his parents, and not sure if he's got brothers and sisters here come to watch. He's obviously pretty regionally close enough to drive down here to Boise from Eastern Washington. Just got to hope they're doing okay during this too.
Grad student from Lakewood, Washington, went to Feather River Junior College first and then transferred to Eastern Washington. Primarily the running quarterback last year. Their starting quarterback, Kekoa Vesperis, transferred out at the end of the season to Tennessee Tech, and it was going to be Taylor's job both running and passing this year. Had a nice game against Incarnate Word.
Had a pretty nice game really today,
yeah.
too. I thought he ran the ball pretty well, 76 yards against the Broncos.
Tough running, 4.6 per carry. I believe only sacked one time, Pete.
Correct. Again, just looking for a thumbs up or a wave or something to have Jared let everyone know he's doing all right.
Several players are hugging what might be Taylor's mother.
This is by far the worst part about football. Obviously, it's a very violent, very physical game.
Pete, I think that in the time we've done the games, this is our 17th season together, I don't remember anything this long.
Colorado State, when Boise State lost that big lead, remember there was that offensive lineman, I believe it was, that got hurt.
Okay.
It was similar, but you're right. This is one of the longer injury breaks we've had to take in our 17 years sitting next to each other.
When you played, Pete, was there ever a long break like this?
You know, not in college, fortunately, but in high school there was. I was kind of chasing down a play from the backside, and the linebacker on our high school team got rolled into and had a compound fracture of his leg and was really close to it, heard it, saw it. And obviously that affected me for a while. Affects everyone when you see that happen. And it's kind of hard to resume play when you're kind of thinking about your brother, hoping he's all right, when you're still trying to play with that passion, enthusiasm, and violence that the football game requires.
And a very versatile, very tough player. Not afraid to take it up the middle. Again, his name was called a number of times in this game as designed runs.
I mean, you take Jared Taylor off this football game, and it's probably 80-something to 0 for Boise State. He has fought his tail off, and fortunately, obviously hurting right now. And really no updates there on that bench, just Eastern Washington players just surrounding Jared Taylor. As I believe they finally got him in the gurney now and lifted up to hopefully get him over to St. Luke's or St. Al's to get more medical attention.
Crowd giving him a great hand. Medical staffs of both Eastern Washington and Boise State over there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it is so hard as a player to resume play after seeing one of your team leaders go down with injury like this. It's one thing when you get hurt with maybe twisted ankle or something along that lines, but when it's more scary like this, it's tough to put it behind you.
Looks like they're going to move him towards the open tunnel area. It looks like maybe that's where they're going to send him across the field.
And that tunnel, actually, they made it big enough to drive an ambulance through if needed. So hopefully they can just get him scooted through there quickly into one of Boise's great hospitals to get the care he needs. You see right now they got him in a neck brace. They have his shoulder pads, jersey taken off of him, his arms strapped. So That's got to lead me to believe it's either a head or neck injury, and hopefully, like I said, it's just more precautionary than anything else.
I didn't see him leave the field. Fox had the clip, but
yeah,
he took a hit. It was sort of in the middle of the line, basically.
Yeah, and that's what's scary is he walked off under his own power. You can tell he was hurting a little bit, but then must have collapsed or something along the lines of the sidelines, and that's when things get real scary.
And they have him over to the tunnel, and
maybe hearing our crowd mic, the second ambulance coming as a little bit of backup too. Yeah, just hate seeing that, but fortunately that's part of the game of football is violence.
I would think that it'd be difficult to resume.
Yeah, it is absolutely difficult to resume, especially when the score is already 44-7, just 6 minutes left. I'm sure it'd be pretty easy for Eastern Washington to say, you know what, I think we're good for the rest of the way.
Bell will be the quarterback. Talon Betts is the running back. High snap. Bell, not a very tall guy, throws the pass out of the left flat, and down to about the 2-yard line is the running back Betts. On the tackle would be Demetrius Freeney for Boise State. 2nd and goal now as the ball inside the 5 at the 2.
Yeah, Boise State on their side too, obviously concerned about the injured player, but better stayed warmed up and loose. They got a goal line stand opportunity right here. 2nd and goal from about the 2.
Bell and Betts in the backfield. Bell gets the snap, runs it left side. He's going to score. Touchdown for Eastern Washington. Their 2nd of the game.
Yeah, good for Eastern Washington, but certainly still thinking about their starting quarterback, Jared Taylor.
A 2-yard run for Bell. And they'll have the extra point attempt. 102 out of 102 for Soren McKee.
You're doing a good job trying to jinx that for him, Bob.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen somebody that has that many in a row without a miss.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
School record, obviously. And he gets the extra point to go through. So the touchdown comes with 5:30 to go in the game. And it's now Boise State 44 and Eastern Washington 14. I don't know what the national record was, or is, I guess I should say, is Eastern Washington on the First Federal Bank scoring drive goes 70 yards in 5 plays. Takes 2:10 off the clock.
Yeah, you can hear that injury almost, even though the game's almost over, just totally sucked the energy out of the stadium.
Kicking off will be another McKee, Hunter McKee. Soren McKee is listed as a redshirt junior from Bend, Oregon. And Hunter McKee, the other kicker who kicks off, true freshman from Spokane Valley, Washington. If I hadn't looked at the hometowns, I would have thought maybe they were brothers for sure. Same last name. And Hunter McKee's kick, fair catch in the end zone by Sherrod. And Boise State will start at the 25. And something tells me that we're going to see the rest of the game a lot of vanilla. A lot of just, let's run the clock. Let's get this over.
And it would be nice he cut forth, get a throw here and there, maybe in a 3rd long situation, but I agree. This should be all run for Boise State, which is 5.5 minutes left in this game.
First and 10, Broncos at their own 25-yard line. Cut forth with his 2nd series. Little shovel pass to Quentin Brown. And Brown will gain a couple out across the 25 to the 27. Miles Mayoski with the tackle. He's the middle linebacker. Out of Kennewick, Washington.
Quentin Brown, someone that Boise State's very high on as just a freshman. He's got a lot of upside in his future.
You look at some of the freshmen that have gotten on the field. He and Dimitri Whitlock Jr., both at wide receiver. Receiver, a lot of times, a position that you can get on the field early. Cutforth hands the ball to Riley. Riley will get taken down in the backfield. Good surge by the defensive line for Eastern Washington. Deshaun Misa, the Boise State transfer.
Yeah, Misa did a nice job. Actually, the ball was being ran away from him. So he was the backside defensive end, unblocked. Did a nice job just going right down the line of scrimmage to chase down Dylan Riley for a tackle for loss.
Pete, you mentioned, transferring to Eastern Washington where maybe, at the FCS level, size not quite as big. I know when I broadcast FCS football, we had one coach that came in, was very successful, and he moved about 4 guys on the defensive side as Cutforth hands the ball to Riley again. Riley breaks a couple of tackles, gets to the near sideline, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Dylan Riley will score. 77 yards for Dylan Riley.
Well, I was going to say this for the defense, but the same thing applies for Dylan Riley. Speed kills. Every time you have advantage with athleticism, with speed, with quickness, that's the trump card, and Dylan Riley showed it right there why speed wins football games.
Yeah, Boise State gets to 50. It's 50-14 now. And let's see who the kicker is for Boise State. It's going to be Moore again. Try to make it 51. And Moore's point after is good, so it's Boise State 51-14. So our touchdown is presented by Store Itself Storage. Our extra point presented by Nampa Floors and Interiors. And our scoring summary presented by First Federal Bank. The Broncos go 80 yards in 6 plays, 4:22 off the clock. And he just kind of shot through the line there, and all of a sudden, Pete, came from the left hash all the way to the near sideline, saw it opening, and just turned on the jet.
Yeah, he really did. He had a full head of steam, too. When he met the safety had no chance. Very, very tough to open field tackle someone the full head of steam as Dylan Riley takes that one to the house.
Boise State now with 549 yards in total offense. And now have rushed the ball for 242 yards tonight. Cronquist back to return the kick. I think it's Jarrett Reeser that might be kicking off this time, and it is. Reeser with a very strong leg. Kicked at Michigan State, and San Diego State did not get in much at either place. Transferred to Boise, was on the roster last year. And the touchback will put the ball at the 25-yard line. 51-14, Broncos in front.
Your blitz down there on the sideline, still fired up from returning that tee. It's always funny. I have friends at home with dogs. They say that Blitz, when he barks, kind of fires up their dogs at home, too.
Ours react to commercials with dogs. Bell, the quarterback, throws it out on the right flat. It'll be caught, but the Broncos have it defended well. Might even end up being a loss. Broncos last season went over 54 times during the year. Georgia Southern, Portland State, Utah State, and San Diego State.
Boise State traditionally one of the most high-scoring teams in the country since the year 2000.
They were the lowest scoring team in the Mountain West after Week 1's action with just 7. Eastern Washington will spend a timeout here. But 51 is going to help move them up into amongst the leaders, probably. We'll not have a coach's show next week with the bye. And, of course, no game next weekend because Broncos do not have one on the schedule, and then back in action on the 20th, Saturday the 20th, 5 o'clock kickoff at Air Force.
Could you ask for anything better before you play Air Force than getting a bye week the week before? It's such a different wrinkle defending it, as we all know, and so getting another week to prep for that would be a huge benefit for Boise State.
Air Force with the bye week this week. They open with a big win over Bucknell. Pass intercepted by the Broncos, and a nice return coming up with the pick, Trey Tolmere. And that is Boise State's second forced turnover of the game, first interception.
Yeah, just great job again. Boise State finishing strong, getting to empty their bench, giving a lot of these youngsters some good quality reps, and one heck of a play there for the youngster.
And Boise State will run it back to the Eastern Washington 16-yard line. Comes with 3:05 left. Tolmere is a redshirt freshman. And that is Boise State's first interception of the season. Turnovers presented by Mountain View Equipment Company. Mountain View Equipment Company, proud to sponsor Boise State football. Cutforth still the quarterback. Not the running back. Not will carry the ball. Not running hard. He'll get a couple. Clock running. Seth Knott is a redshirt junior. And no Breezy Dubar tonight. He was the only Bronco that was ruled out before the game.
It's almost funny with his name not running. Well, he is running, but his name is just not. So you just got to bear with us here a little bit.
I'm glad they told us that, because I probably would have come up with something else. The name is Knothe. That's how it's spelled. Hand off to Knott again. Knott will move the pile another 3 yards or so before he's brought down. Heading to the 2-minute warning. That'll be our next snap of the ball after the 2-minute warning. We're going to take a special bonus network break here. Boise State on top 51-14. They've got the ball in the Coastline Equipment red zone. From the red zone to the work zone, Coastline Equipment helps you score big, whether it's top quality John Deere machinery, parts, or service. Coastline is your home field advantage to keep the job moving. 2-minute timeout right now. 51-14 Broncos. Take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco fans, this is Jeremiah Dickey. It's a new era of college athletics. The mission of the Horseshoe Collective, an official sponsor of Bronco Athletics, is to pair local charitable causes with student athletes who wish to use their name, image, and likeness to make a positive impact in our community. Supporting the mission of the Horseshoe Collective will have a direct impact on student athletes in the Treasure Valley. To make a donation or to find out how you or your business can get involved, head to thehorseshoecollective.com.
As an agriculture company rooted in our connection to food, farming, and the land, we are always looking for new ways to carry forward the Simplot legacy of bringing Earth's resources to life. The world of agriculture is much different from nearly a century ago when our founder, J.R. Simplot, started the company. But one constant remains: the land we cultivate. Whether we're mining and manufacturing plant nutrients, feeding cattle, or growing and producing food, we are stewards of the land, securing a bountiful future for generations to come.
Two minutes to go. It's Boise State 51 and Eastern Washington 14. Maddox Madsen threw for over 300 yards for the third time in his career, and I wanted to get this stat in. Did not have a full chance. Tonight, Madsen threw for 26 passes, so he has now thrown for 11 games. He's 13. He'll be 14-3 as a starter, but 11 times he's thrown the ball 25 or more times with no interceptions.
Yeah, and again, just that's what you want out of quarterback, is protecting the football. But you can make the argument as well, counter-argument, that maybe he should be a little bit more of a riverboat gambler. Maybe try to push the ball downfield and make a guy like Chris Marshall, Latrell Caples, or Matt Lauder make a play. But again, anytime you can protect the football like that, it's hard to have any complaints.
A lot of backups in the offensive line out there. Schmidt at right tackle. One of the steals is at right guard. That being Jake Steele. J.J. Tallo and Kyle Cox are on the left side of the offensive line. And snapping the ball at center for Boise State is Stuart Toffa, 300-pound freshman. And it looks like a false start or some sort of procedure penalty against the Boise State offense. So 3rd and 4 from the 10 is going to become 3rd and 9 from the 15, I think.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
The ball goes back to the 15. A.J. Mays in there as one of the wide receivers. Williams as well. Handoff not again. Hard running, getting close to the 10. And Boise State will have a 4th down. Gavin O'Leary on the tackle for Eastern Washington. 4th down, Boise State will leave the offense out on the field. Again, they're in the Coastline Equipment red zone.
Trying to get that 1st down to burn out the rest of this minute 35 left on the clock. They might even take a timeout here when the play clock hits about 1. Nope, looks like they're going to go for it.
Cut forth under center. Down to 119 and counting. Broncos need to get to the 6 for a 1st down. Handoff to Knott. And he'll be stopped at around the 7. Kept pushing. It's going to be close, but he's just short. And Boise State will give it over on 4th down. So 1:07 left. And Eastern Washington will have held inside the 10.
Yeah, but keep in mind, that was another offensive line penalty there inside the red zone, making it very difficult, losing a few yardage there. Penalties in the red zone typically are drive killers, as we saw just right there.
And then the other way, like last week, you have one where it looks like you're going to get off the field on a 3rd down play, and then you get a personal foul penalty, and all of a sudden they get a 1st down, and they get a few 1st downs more. Not carried 4 times on that drive. Had 14 yards, but the penalty left him a yard short. Bell's pass to the right side is caught by Ulm. Ulm out across the 20 to the 22. And getting close to, that wasn't Ulm. It was a different receiver.
And Eastern Washington working a little 2-minute drill, 2 hurry-up offense.
It was Wesley Garrett, 13 instead of 17 on the catch. 1st and 10, Bell right side, and Garrett falls down. Incomplete. Clock stops with 56 seconds left.
Any games you're looking forward to tomorrow, Bob?
I think tomorrow is not nearly as good a week as last weekend was.
But I think just pretty good Mountain West matchups, though, for sure.
Bell, pass caught by the running back, that's Betts, and Betts tackled immediately. And again, it was Freeney, the transfer from Arizona. He's been pretty active in the second half and corner. I think we're going to know a lot about the Mountain West and also future Pac-12 rivals. The Fresno, Oregon State game, San Diego State, Washington State game, and let's see if UNLV is really going to be good.
They have to beat UCLA. In my mind, they're the underdog, but the Rebels should win that one.
They're at home. 3rd down, Broncos blitz in the middle. Bell's pass to the right side, overthrown. And it's incomplete. 4th down, 13 seconds left. I think they'll go for it. If Boise State stops them, they'll probably take one knee.
You know, I think the one game...
51-14, Broncos in front.
I was going to say the one game I think I'm looking forward to most is Fresno State at Oregon State. Fresno State did not look very good at Kansas, but again, opening a new stadium. We saw Boise do it at Washington. Sometimes you just walk into a buzzsaw doing that. Then the flip side, Oregon State looks terrible last week at home against Cal. Brian Harsin did a great job getting a true freshman quarterback. He looks pretty good, but man, losing at home to Cal the way they did, that's tough on the Beavers.
And Fresno State just steamrolled Georgia Southern. They were down, I think, 3 at the half and ended up winning big. They will punt, and the punter gets brushed against and falls down. It's pretty good at trying to draw penalties. They didn't give him the flag, and ball kind of went off the side of his foot. They'll give Boise State the ball at the 45-yard line. So that's about a 25-yard punt thereabouts.
I was going to say, the guy that actually ran into the punter there actually got shoved into there by the blocker, and I believe that's why the official left the hanky in the pocket.
Gotcha. And 6 seconds left. I got to believe Cutforth is going to take a knee here. Boise State's going to go to 1-1. Eastern Washington will play next week at UNI, looking for their first win. That's University of Northern Iowa. And Cutforth takes the knee, and that will end the game. Boise State will win the game over Eastern Washington 51-14. And it's winner chicken dinner with that Bronco victory. Guthrie's is offering $3 off the original G-Box for the next 48 hours at all Treasure Valley locations. You can stop in to support one of our newest partners of Bronco football and try their original golden fried chicken fingers. I love them personally. You ought to do this. Thanks to Guthrie's for their support.
You are a little chicken sandwich sponsor, Bob.
I love it. Love it. They had a location right across from my dorm my junior year.
Oh, yeah. Well, you probably kept that location business just by yourself.
Yes, I did.
You don't have any stock in the company.
No. Final score again, 51-14. Boise State over Eastern Washington. Stay tuned. Our post-game show is coming up next. Select Health post-game show, highlights, interviews, stats, and more when we come back to Albertson Stadium on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's MyStyle Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make MyStyle your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCAA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
When the game turns, turn to Mountain View Equipment Company and Kloss, your trusted team for top-tier farm equipment across Idaho, Oregon, and Eastern Washington. From Kloss forage harvesters and combines to tractors built for every acre, we've got you covered from planting to harvest. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mountain View Equipment proudly serves you from Meridia, Jerome, Homedale, and Sunnyside. Mountain View Equipment Company and Kloss, always ready because uptime matters. Visit mtvieweq.com. Go Broncos!
At Select Health, we believe health insurance should be simple. And when we say simple, we mean simple. So we'll get right to the point. We'll never stop working to provide you with clear, easy-to-understand coverage and benefits that give you faster, better access to care. Because helping you get the care you need is the